party with this nation was faulty with Nigeria. Because not Sakma, there ain't no, not Sakma, there ain't no corruption, they get no corruption, there ain't no, not Sakma, there ain't no, not Sakma, there ain't no corruption, they get no corruption, there ain't no subsidy gone from day one, propaganda on day two, fake news on day three. Oh you, oh you, oh you, oh you. Breakfast from Chicago, FBI they come with the big cargo. Delivery location, destination, now you're resident. Article you do this, article you do this. He's a female barber. Article you do this, article you do this. He's officially a Taka forgery in our nation inside Oluwale. It's taka forgery in our nation inside Oluwale. Hey Baba, Allah Haji Asiki, Umakan, Nada Sing, wannan abun da kayi muna jin daɗin sa. 250 million Nigerians suna gashin ka. You have taken the bull by the hand to save Nigerians from this global embarrassment. Subsidy gone from day one. Propaganda on day two. Fake news on day three. Oh you, oh you, oh you, oh you. Breakfast from Chicago. FBI they come with the big cargo. Delivery location, destination, now you're resident. No lobby in Chicago. No lobby in Chicago. No lobby in Chicago. You can go uptown, downtown. The system works. This is a Vawulence space. Many things where I don't see you. The way many things for my country they go. Many things see they pain my soul. The way many people they suffer they go. Many things where I don't see you. The way many things for my country they go. Many things see they pain my soul. The way many people they suffer they go. To listen to news na depression. If you get connection now oppression. We dey great to possess our possession. Yet the country they stay for recession. Many people plan not to jump out. But to get one thing I want us to know. Who go come fix our Niger? Many things where I don't see. The way many things for my country they go. Many things see they pain my soul. The way many people they suffer they go. Many things where I don't see. The way many things for my country they go. Many things see they pain my soul. The way many people they suffer they go. Everything in life like competition. Now the priest they meet us for confession. Holy Ghost and no go for protection. Now Naja go fight all your progression. Many people plan not to jack out. But to get one thing I want us to know. Who go come fix our Naija? Many things where I don't see you. The way many things for my country they go. Many things see they pain my soul. The way many people they suffer they go. Many things where I don't see you. The way many things for my country they go. Many things see they pain my soul. The way many people they suffer they go. Many things where I don't see you. The way many things for my country they go. Many things see they pain my soul. The way many people they suffer they go. Many things where I don't see you. The way many things for my country they go. Many things see they pain my soul. The way many people they suffer they go. Many people plan not to jack down. You go come fix our Naija. You go come fix our Naija. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Vawulence Space. 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 Where patriots converge. Sharing raw facts. Brilliant analysis. Breaking reports. Friendly banters. I get it now. Wait, don't go take. Every second in our process, politicians will shoot us, all up and they shoot us, above it, try to do us, they are one with it. They will me sometimes, the brother turn against his brother for life, the mother turn against her daughter for. All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, mommies and daddies, brothers and sisters, friends and foes alike. You're welcome to the Vawulence Space. It's on that beautiful Thursday evening from this side of the world. I was trying to play something, the thing refused to play, that's why I had this pause. But you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Thank you, my brother N6. This one you joined us early today. The blacks they get plenty to say you want to talk from out today. But thank you for joining us early today, my brother. Thank you to every one of you. I see all our request line, all the blue tickers, non-blue tickers alike. I see you guys down there. Welmin and Jimmy, you guys are already down there. What's happening? Thank you guys for joining us as we always do on the Vawulence Space. Is another beautiful Thursday evening from my side of the world. I hope you guys are also breathing fine wherever you are listening to us on this platform. Thank you guys for always joining. I call you guys our first responders. I think what I wanted to play is ready, so let me see if I can play it right now, then I'll come back. Play, oh, play. Well. All right, let me conduct my felicitation before. Let's see if I can get it ready. I will line it up. If not, we'll continue the conversation. But meanwhile, guys, thank you for joining us. It's another Thursday evening on the Vawulence Space. All our esteemed listeners from our various streaming platforms, the Vawulence Space radio station, the Vawulence Space YouTube channel, the Vawulence Space Facebook channel. Thank you for always sticking with us. This is one big platform where I've tried to make sure that we take this conversation as far and as wide as possible. As I always say on this platform, for me, is the amount of Nigerians that can get to hear what we say here is what I always wake up thinking. How can we take this conversation as far and as wide as possible? Because whether we like it or not, we are limited on this platform. We are not getting where we have to get to, even though it is very important what we do on this platform. I do not take it for granted, and we don't take it for granted. So if it's your first time of joining us on this platform, the first time of hearing the Vawulence Space, probably something brought you here for good or for bad, because we are always trending either for good or for bad. Whatever reason that made you come on this platform today, I say you're welcome. If it's your second time, I'm sure you loved what you heard the last time you were here. You're back again. You're welcome. If it's your third time, you are now a regular. And to all our amazing Vawulencers, day one Vawulencers, last Tuesday Vawulence Space was so interesting, educative, and at the same time it was fun for me because I got to listen to a whole lot of first-time Vawulencers. They have been on this platform for donkey years, and you've never requested for the mic, and you guys came out, and it seems like you guys had a meeting of we that come to Vawulence Space and we never speak. Let's just stay on the listener section and listen. You had a meeting and you all came on Tuesday and you all aired your views, and it was amazing listening to the amount of wealth shared on the platform that day. Please, more first timers, don't be shy. I know many people are shy. They'll be like, how do I come out? Thousands of people here listening to me. No, 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 no. It takes one day, it takes courage, it takes determination. As long as this zeal is burning in you, please feel free to request the mic as always on this platform. We share the platform with you. I see wonderful people on the audience right now. So many big names, big ogas, big madams. We see you all. Thank you for joining us on the platform. It's always a pleasure having you guys on the platform. Thank you. Let's have an amazing conversation as we always say on this place. Guys, as I always indulge you guys, Nigeria is always hard. I don't even have that power to start raising down the roof right now. But please, as I always indulge you guys, it is important to share the space. You like this space, you retweet the space, you repost the space, you copy the URL of the space and post on your WhatsApp stories, your WhatsApp groups. Just do something to let the world know that the number one space on X is back. And as usual, we're taking no prisoners. So please, guys, let's take the next few seconds. Indulge me. Let's get our people into the conversation. Let us discuss today. Today is a very special space. On Tuesday, we're talking about we're expatiating on the failures of the criminal drug baron, and all their lambas that they brought upon Nigerians the past
1 year. And the cost of it, many people came up on this place and they were saying, I don't want to talk about them. I'll talk about what the Obidients have done. And we said, okay, Thursday space, we're going to push Thursday space to be a space where we can commemorate and, reminisce on our journey also. We used Tuesday to reminisce on the journey of how those people brought Nigeria to where we are today. Today, we should use today also to now, build a picture, remind ourselves how far we have come, what we have done, and also push ourselves into the next phase, because it's important to understand that we are meant to start building the foundations of the new Nigeria that we crave for from now. What we did not do yesterday, we can start doing it today. And what we are not doing today, we can start doing it tomorrow. It's important from this conversation today that we can all come out here today and remember, because I say this every time, if there's one thing we are cursed with in this country is that we have a very short memory span. We have a very short memory span. We always forget so quick. So probably on the space today, we will remind ourselves how far we have come and how far we are willing to go. With that, I say welcome to the Vawulence. My brother, Web Nigeria. Good to have you up here. Please, guys, Jimmy still under the weather, just in case you don't see him up here speaking. He will join us when he is strong enough. But in the absence of that, I think what I want to play is ready. Let me see if I can line it up for you people. I've never done this before on this platform, but others out there that have been saying and speaking out and have said they will never join in this new anthem. I also join and say I will never, ever, 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 ever stop playing this anthem. This anthem I grew up to know. This anthem that I know represent Nigerians, Nigeria, created by Nigeria for Nigerians, not created by our slave masters for Nigerians. And it is important to understand that the first sentence of this anthem, arise, O compatriots, arise, arise, arise. It is a command commanding every single one of Nigeria to stand up. Stand up. Nigeria is calling us, stand up. For so long, we have been docile as a people. For so long, we have not been involved in politics. For so long, Nigerians have sat down and watched a set of people run riot with us, run riot with our Commonwealth, steal this country dry, empower themselves, their circles, their children, steal wealth for generations while the people suffer, while the people lack, while the people live in abject poverty. A country so blessed that we have no reason to lack, we have no reason to not have the basic things in life, we have no reason why we should be the number one Japan nation on earth right now. We have no reason why. But due to bad leadership, due to it's very corrupt system, due to a very uninviting environment, Nigerians are leaving the country. We have failed to arise as Nigerians. But for once in a lifetime, I think it's the first time ever. I mean, people might say 1994. Well, I didn't know it in 1994, but I know something now to say. This time, Nigerians truly arose and say, Nigeria, they call, let us obey. And we did that last year and said we are tired of the system. We are tired of the of criminals holding on to power. We are tired of the hardship. We are tired of the pains. We are tired of coming from a land so rich while we are so poor. We are tired of being the number one nation known across the world for so-called our image around the world is so bad, not just because the Nigerians are bad people, but because a selected few people have damaged the image of Nigerians. We are tired of all these things, and we arose and we said, no, no more. We're going to take back our country. And we stood up, and we did not know ourselves, cut across different religions, different tribes, ethnicities. We just stood up because there was this clarion call. We rallied around a man that we saw and his ambitions, we saw his antecedents, we saw things that the man stands to represent that aligns with our views. And we said, let us follow this man. And we followed this man religiously, as the case may be. That has never happened before. It has never been seen in Nigerian politics that a man, people came out and spent millions of their money. People came out and spent their time, sacrificed their time. People were willing to die for a Nigerian politician. It has never happened in my lifetime. I have never seen such a thing ever happen. Not that I sometimes I keep asking, what sort of grace is upon this man's head? What is this man carrying? What is it? What is it? And All of a sudden, out of nothing, a movement grew. A movement bigger than any single person. A movement that you cannot point and say, one person say, I am the originator of this movement, or you say, I overdid myself, or I outdid other people. Every single person put in their 1 or 2 cents, their time, their effort, just to bring and bet this movement. And a movement that many people felt like, oh, without me, it will not happen. Oh, without, and they fell off the way, and the movement kept getting stronger. A movement that turned nobodies to people. A movement that turned non-influencers to influencers. A movement that all of a sudden, some of us that came into Twitter with 50 followers, 100 followers, are having hundreds of thousands of followers. This is the power of a movement that was built in less than 1 year plus. And today is the day that I want to take out today to just, remind ourselves of what we have done. A movement that is the envy of the whole political class. A movement that every politician will die to have. A movement that every single politician will die to have such people behind them. A movement that I open space where I don't say I for my life. Me will be Jaye man. I will get. I'm speaking for myself. If you come and tell me what you did for this movement, let me let Nigerians understand the sacrifice some of us made. Please come out today and tell us these things you did for this movement. You must not elaborate everything, but let people understand. And what was your driving force? I would like to understand this also, because for documentative purposes, I am actually writing a book. I've said all the time. I've just been kind of so lazy. This book would have been done by now. I'm writing a book on the violence-based role and things we did vis-a-vis the election period up until now. So I sometimes I sit back and I remind myself of who I am, what I know myself, how I like life so much, and the sacrifices I made. I know that I would never have done this thing for any reason. It is just the fact that I am honestly tired of the system, tired of the status quo, and I really want to see Nigerian work. I really want to see Nigerian change from the way that people I celebrate Alex Oti and everything, and I not celebrate him because I see what he does just only on roads. I see his moves across different sectors. That's why I also celebrate him. We are meant to be way gone beyond celebrating roads as a country, where we see somebody build 10 kilometers of road and we will be hailing them like gods. That is where we are right now as a country. We celebrate just to go and look at all the governors, all the achievements that they post is road, 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 road. That is how much Nigerian politicians have taken the people. Just build for them road and put street lights. Just build for them fancy hospitals without no equipment inside and snap picture. That is how much our political class have bastardized this country. It is such a shame where we are. It is such a shame how this political class have kept us as a people. But we as the Obedient movement, we have come out from that shackles. Unfortunately, many of our brothers and sisters are still in that shackles of seeing politicians as people that we should eulogize, people that we should shield, people that we should protect, people that we should worship. Not knowing that these are people that should serve us. It's unfortunate, but that's what we are as the people. So today's space, please, Obedience. This space, especially today for Obedience, children of the roasted corn, sit down there. Children of the burnt Mikano, sit down here. You people that wait for mobilization, a movement that other people movement talk about, a movement that they cannot that gives them sleepless nights, a movement of 4 people tweeting in the room. The Obedient movement. Today is 1 year we're trying to appraise PO and the 1 year of the Obedient movement, just 1 year after elections. That's actually what we're doing right now. 1 year as an opposition. I, for myself, for the past couple of weeks, I've been criticizing ourselves, trying to push us to do better, because I feel like the only reason why Bola Tinubu is totally somewhat comfortable today is because the opposition has not put his feet to the fire. So while I am energizing us, I am also telling us, brothers and sisters, there is a whole lot of work we have to do going forward into the second year, because like play, 25% of this criminal drug baron's tenure is over. He has 75% to go. And we know in elections, we know in every electoral circle, it is just 75% that is used. Then this year now, the next 25% will be gone. Then we'll have, and for someone like this man, you know that he will do 50-50. The next 50 is going to be campaign, putting in structures so how he can rig himself back and everything, because he has not done anything. The foundation of his 25% is already a woeful failure. There is nothing to build on. So it's important that while we understand these things, we also start planning ourselves and structuring ourselves into this next 25% of this illegitimate administration, and know what we have to do to make sure we either I can't even say I can't even use the word market, because Bola Tinubu alone is bad market. But how we can take this messaging down to the grassroots, down to people, build unions, build relationships far beyond this movement, because no matter how much we have worked hard, no matter what we achieved, I really think that for us to get this Nigeria of our dreams, we must begin to throw out our hands, the olive branch, reach out to people that have seen the light, people that now believe in the vision that we preach, people that now understand that Nigeria is bigger than where you're from, what you worship, who you serve, who your political godfather is. But Nigeria is meant for every single Nigerian, no matter where you are, no matter where you come from, no matter what you worship, no matter your beliefs, your gender, whatever it is, Nigeria belongs to every single one of us. And we have to come together, hands together, and do this thing together with ourselves. Because if not, honestly speaking, nobody will do it for us. Not from the Western powers. I think for the past couple of, in fact, I made a tweet today. I saw a video of basketball when he went to visit the Consul General of the USA to America and to Nigeria, and you go and watch the interview. And I sat down and I watched that 16 minutes interview, and it was like, it's not like that things I didn't know, but it was more like a clarification and a more like an eye opener for me to understand that, honestly speaking, it is in the hands of we Nigeria to salvage ourselves. There is no help coming from anywhere. There is no help coming from anywhere. Let me use this as an instance. Imagine now. Let's use our neighbors to Benin Republic. Let me use the nearest to the southwest, Benin Republic, and imagine there's an influx of Benin Republic citizens into Nigeria, and all they do is develop Nigeria, help the Nigerian economy. Let's just say a good percentage of them. Let's say it's 5% of Benin Republic people.
Educated, rich, middle class, not
Thank
their
you.
poor self.
God bless.
Specialists.
I'm trying to even create a scenario. And just imagine them coming to Nigeria. They come in. That they're in charge of our medical aspect. They do surgeries. They're very good and this and that. It is going to be automatically the policy of Nigeria to make sure Benin Republic citizens come into Nigeria. We're going to find ways to entice more of them to come into Nigeria, not shutting the borders to them. So I used that when I was listening to this man's comments today, and he said, and I quote, that Nigeria make 17,000 Nigerian students are currently 17,000 plus Nigerian students are currently in the United States of America, and that we account for the 7th largest population of students in America, 7th in the whole world, and that Nigerians have over 700,000 Nigerian Americans living and working in America that contribute. He said that we are single-handedly the biggest diasporan community in America. We are more in population that contributes to America more than the Chinese, than the Jews, name it. We are in every aspect of the American facets of American government. We are there. We find Nigerians everywhere doing things, and you see these people doing extremely well. And I was thinking, when he was making that comment, and he was trying to explore, and he went forward to say, so you see, when your artists come over to America and sell up all these arenas, that they're actually Nigerians that buy all these arenas. So when you see Burna Boy go on tour in America, probably he's in Dallas, and he's selling out 20,000 capacity arena, he's saying majority of them are Nigerians here. You go to Oklahoma, he sells out Nigerians are every single in America doing great. These are not even talking about the illegal immigrants. We're talking about the legal ones that are in that country. So these people are doing extremely well, and for no reason will America want Nigeria. As it stands, I've understood why. I understood why Biden shielded Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because if we have a sensible government, it is all of us in diaspora, we know these things. If you can do a census or a poll of Nigerians in diaspora, if Nigeria has a working system, I can bet my heart and say at least 50% of Nigerians in diaspora will come back home. If you just fix that, let's just say you just fix security, give Nigerians an enabling environment. We don't ask for much. We're the ones that celebrate road and street lights. We celebrate roads and street lights. We do not. Nigerians we are the most tolerant people in the world. So that's why you can see Nigerians. You give Nigerians water, they will vote you for 3 times. So we just need those basic amenities in place and allow the system run itself appropriately. And you see Nigerians influx back. And in such a scenario, it will affect people. Might say, I know America is well big. America over 350 million people. Yes, I'm not saying there will be a direct effect on the economy of America. No. But there are some sectors you will know that these people don't live. You go feel them. And the growth of Nigeria is the growth of Africa. We are the most populous nation, we are the most populous black nation on earth. If we fix up, other nations in Africa will fix up. So when we look at the picture, you're not just looking at Nigeria, you're looking at Africa, because we are, in every 10 Africans you see, 5 are Nigerians. So we represent a bigger picture, not just ourselves. So when you see them call us the giant of Africa, it's not just because of what we are or how big our economy is, because of, I don't know, I might say, right now I'll put it on the population, right now, because right now it's just on the population. We're not giant in any other thing. But even that population is market that any sensible government should have been making use of. But unfortunately, see where we are today. So my brothers and sisters, I want us to understand that nobody is coming to save us. This Nigeria is our Nigeria to rescue. It is us, ourselves. We have done so well, part 1, last year. No matter what happened last year, our elections was stolen, it was rigged, they did everything they could do. But we have to build on it. As long as it is Nigeria we're talking about, nobody's going to come and save us. We cannot all run away. Even those that have run away, we must find ways of helping, because there's something about this country. As long as your placenta is buried in that country, it gets going to call you back. So please, Obidients, as we come out today to talk about our 1 year, what we have done, what we are doing, let us remember what we should be doing also. And also joining. And with that, I just want to say, take one minute to remember. Another problem with Nigeria that we forget history. There's a reason why Nigeria do not teach history. We have a very dirty history. We have a history whereby you will, if they say most of your heroes, if history were taught, most of our so-called heroes are villains. Most of those people that you see their faces on your Naira notes are daredevil criminals. So this elite class have consciously removed history. We don't know our history. So many events that have happened are washed away. And today is just one day that I wish I could have a chance to put it up on the topic. It's a Biafra Remembrance Day. Many people don't understand this. Many people don't understand the struggle. Many people don't understand the tears. Many people don't understand the pain of the average Igbo man. Many people never understand this in Nigeria because it was never taught. All we hear are different versions, different side of the story, who is wrong, who is right, forgetting the fact that over 3 million people died. 3 million Nigerians died. 6 million Jews died, and up until today, the Holocaust is almost being watched. There's one called anti-Semitism. That is actually, you cannot, if you cry, they beat you now in Europe or somewhere, you start, I mean, you, they'll go cover you. You can go back to Rwanda, you see what happened in 1994, the Hutsi and the Tutsi genocide. It's still being acknowledged. It's a part of our dirty history that I think one of these days we might have to revisit it and talk about these things. And also remember that lives were lost. So today is the Remembrance Day of the Biafrans. I just want to use this moment also to reach out to all our Igbo brothers and sisters that have been on this movement, that have been struggling on this movement, to understand that Nigeria's story is a story that is filled with a whole lot of bloodshed. But in the midst of all of it, we can all come out from the ashes and come out stronger as a people, fighting for the lives of those that have died, what they died for, what they stood for, which is just a prosperous nation that they can call their own. And with that, guys, I say welcome to the Violence Space. Let's have an amazing conversation today, as I always say on the platform. Thank you for joining us. I see all our esteemed listeners. I'm just going to run up the mic right now. I really want to hear you guys. Please, if you can come up here, let's make this space more of a storytelling today. Let's know the sacrifices, the efforts you put in personally, as an obedient, the past 1 year, how it has been for you, how are you experiencing this government if you're in Nigeria, and even if you're in the diaspora, let us know how it's going with you. And also, please, 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 I want us to let us trend today. Tinubu is a disaster. Because the truth of the matter is that Tinubu is an absolute disaster. He's an absolute disaster. So please, guys, let's make tweets today with the hashtag. So probably at the end of today's, thank you. Yesterday and all through, all obedience were trending in Tinubu 1 year of failures. That trended well. Please, let's today go harder today again. Tinubu is a disaster. A country whereby the only thing he could celebrate is changing the national anthem. That man is an epic disaster. And one that I pray Nigerians can stand up to our rights and understand and say, this man does not even deserve 2 years in office. Not talk of 4 years. With that, I say welcome to the Violence Space. And since I'm bringing you into the conversation right now, my brother, it's good to have you here. Please help me if your mic is not busy. Please take it away from me. Thank you, bro.
Everybody,
And we
welcome
lost
to
you.
Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, go on, please.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Violence Space. If you can hear me, please give a thumbs up, so I'm sure that my network is. I wanted to discuss something with you guys. Just a random, knowledge session. There was a concept I found out a while ago called educational tourism, and I heard about it from a British government official. At some point, speak English. So the English understood that if we fix our tertiary institution levels to world standards, the world will come and we can build the world and make money from this. I am one of those people, and a lot of you do your first degree in Nigeria, you go to JAND, you do your master's, and then you find your way or you come back. Educational tourism. Something as simple as fixing the university system of your country is very important. When this concept grew around 2003, Legon University in Ghana adopted the concept. In this crazy educational tourism idea, they now start doing a different school fees, for foreigners, with the technicalities lying that one foreigner is paying the school fees of sometimes 10 or 20 of their citizens. You get to the UK and found out that is £30,000 and a British citizen is about £1,000. It was mind blowing. I say this because Ghana, University of Legon, started charging Nigerian students as foreigners and their own students as indigenes. Nobody stopped this influx. Nigerians blew in Ghana to there, and then the overflow led to a lot of Nigerian schooling in Udegbe, and then also led to the rise of the band recently. There's a reason I'm going somewhere. When you have a government that prioritizes 90 billion for Hajj, I saw a video, I don't know if you all saw it, when people at the airport were celebrating siblings were leaving for Hajj. And I asked, I did my research. Apparently, these people paid millions, 6 million, this million, even with the subsidy. I said, do they know the level of policing that happens in Saudi Arabia that you're tourists, you must come back? So I don't know whether they plan to japa or what. Only to find out that the 90 billion naira had subsidy. I saw a car complaining. How much has ASU been asking for to bring Nigerian universities to a standard? I promise you that if it's this Nigeria where women from South Africa, Gambia, these are coming to do a shower, if we fix our university system, people from other countries in Africa will come to Nigeria to study. Billion subsidizing Hajj for the Hajjists to chop 3 pieces of akara and 1 week bowl of pap. Ego alana, money gone. But yet 1 billion was for education. Whether we want to accept it or not, I will still say this. Peter Obi has achieved more for Nigerians in the last 1 year than Bola. Peter Obi, this one is fact. Peter Obi personally, as a private citizen, remember how you people were shouting election, election. Sowore was there. A simple Google search of the word Peter Obi donates will blow your mind. We can start anywhere you want. Peter Obi donates. So a simple Google search of the word Peter or the phrase Peter Obi donates. Let's start here. 20th May 2024. Peter Obi donates 10 million naira to nursing school in Anambra. 12th of June 2024, Peter Obi donates 75 million naira to Anambra Hospital. The donation comprised of $50,000, which he raised for the hospital through his friends. 4th of April 2024, Peter Obi donates 10 million to College of Nursing in Anambra. To 10 water challenge communities in Kano. Just Google it. Peter Obi donates. Peter Obi visits Kaduna, donates 5 million to victims of military airstrike. 12 December 2023. Peter Obi donates 10 million to Form 1, Federation of Muslim Women's Association of Nigeria. You people didn't know that one. It's on Goldmine TV. Peter Obi gave 10 million to a Muslim women's this thing. Peter Obi donates 20 million to private Enugu hospital. Peter Obi donates 1 million naira. Ladies and gentlemen, tell me where Bola Ahmed Tinubu donated anything to any hospital where boreholes were misappropriated by Akpabio. 1 year later, has any borehole been built? Do you people understand that Very Dark Man was motivated by Peter Obi and picked another community? Very Dark Man has collected the accolades on his page. Akpabio cannot point to one borehole in 1 year, but a budget was given for borehole. Do you remember when people were 130 million naira per borehole? Akpabio cannot point to one. And our northern brothers are here. 10 boreholes by Peter Obi in the north. I know why I'm bringing all these things. My life was a man woke up in a nation of 214 million people with 80% of that population population being below the age of 45 and 20% of that population being below the age of 15, a man woke up and 60-year-olds. We need to protect this country. You cannot tell me the whims and so that means if with the pledge and Bajabi Miller has problem with where does it stop as a Nigerian? Bashir Ahmed tweeted some blasphemy the other day that people are also talking about changing the name Nigeria. What do you think? Una go wake up tomorrow, then go turn this country to Azkabalan. And nothing will happen. Nigerians will not do jack shit. Buhari toyed with this idea about 3 years ago. Who remembers? They wanted to call Nigeria UAN, something, something, something. So many names. But I want to make you people realize that a coup plotter and former military president ruled this country for national anthem. It no go better for Tinubu and his supporters. On public record, my first act of civil disobedience is I will never sing this bullshit colonizers anthem. I will never sing it. I will not stand where it's played because if an American footballer, what's that guy's name, Kaepernick, had issues with their anthem and knelt down, I have issues with somebody who cannot just get up and speed through the National Assembly and tell me, a man that is approaching 40, that I should get up and master another anthem. You are mad. You, Akpabio, and whoever is at Abbas, all of you, Koni Dafue, all of you now. Tell me whether national anthem is the problem of this country. Didn't they hear the new anthem? Why didn't they respect Nigeria? We held the problem. What statistical data can you show me that a junkie wakes up, has problem with the anthem, and that's it?
We are losing you. Please, I beg.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Please go on. You just go in and out, in and out.
Please, I want to also remind you guys of something. We should not Mondolushola Elliott. I beg you people, remember that bastard in your vengeance. Why am I saying this? Desmond Elliott of Reps, the Lagos House of Assembly, Surulere constituency. Desmond Elliott is currently in his 3rd term. You guys don't understand that. Forget the president. The president even has a limit of 8 years. There are some demons we need to address in this country, lying down in other positions. Those are the people that speed through a change in the national anthem in 24 hours. Elliott got into the Lagos House of Assembly under the APC in 2015. For 8 years, Desmond Elliott flew below the radar. When we knew the first time was when Desmond wondered what was happening. I did not know the level of theft and avarice that goes on in government. But let me break this down for you. For 8 years, Desmond Elliott had only 3 landmarks at Ojuelegba roundabout during COVID. Number 2, he provided a sham of a footbridge over a gutter in Shita and said that bridge Desmond Elliott commissioned a public toilet somewhere in Surulere. That was all he did for 8 years. When movement and LP stressed Desmond Elliott in the 2023 elections, brought 8 brand new electricity transformers and distributed them across Surulere. 9 stand. Desmond Elliott did nothing for 9 years, but 9 days to election. It is on public record. We have given facts and data, and none of us is arrestable till tomorrow. Desmond Elliott can get you 8 transformers every 9 days. It is very possible as a Lagos House of Assembly member. But Desmond Elliott did not bother till the Labour Party and the Obidients movement stressed him. I need you to understand that your leaders know your problems. Tinubu is not daft. Gbajabiamila is not stupid. They run such a wicked, demonic, fraudulent enterprise that they cannot even pity Nigerians 1%. Do you understand that a man, Tinubu, has no landmark achievement but went and destroyed landmark, an achievement? You have not brought in $100 million worth of investment, but you destroyed more than $100 million worth of investment literally overnight. In 6 hours. In 6 hours. News this evening. Ghana has overtaken Nigeria in economy. The Ghanaian economy. Congratulations. You won the Jollof Wars and lost on the life war. Dummies. A nation of 200 million docile human beings. Ghana overtake Nigeria. We have fallen from the 32nd to the 42nd most country GDP nations in the world. Nigeria, 42. And in Africa, we have fallen from number 1 to number 4. There are 3 countries. Ghana is one of them. I beg you people, don't drag anything with Ghanaians for the time being. Last but not the least, I'm going to sound a very, very serious warning to Abia State and Governor Alex Otti. They have started the game. The only thing APC knows is to steal, kill, and destroy. I did not want to jinx it, but I said terrorism will visit Abia State because of the vast increase in development. It's every data pointed to it. We know who is in the vice president's seat. We know the people in Nigeria. We know the Sheikh Gumis, men who are wanted for terrorism worldwide, yet are walking around the corridors of power in this country. Alex Otti, if Alex Otti continued at this pace for 4 straight years, I'm not too sure Lagos. The pressure is on all the state governors. Every state governor is asking every state government, every indigene is asking their government administration, where is Kepu Kepu news before and after? Where is Kepu Kepu news for Ogun? Where is Kepu Kepu news for Lagos? No be cho 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 now. There's a Twitter page, you go there. No cho cho cho. I knew that the demons that rule this country would start. Go there, drop 1 bomb, kill 2 police, kill 1 army. States. Stop all development for now. Before you know it now, they go kidnap 1 Julius Berger staff or shoot 1 Oyibo where they work for construction. We know these games. So Alex Otti, my advice and my warning to you, do not cower to these criminals. Do not cower to these criminals. Treat them with a brutality they will never understand. Do not give this gunmen issue the lack. Do not give it.
Ensis,
My brother, talk to me.
please, I don't know whether it's your network or something, but what you're saying is not something I want to get. I want to replay this space and I'll be hearing.
Okay. Can you hear me better now, my brother?
Go on.
Sounding this warning to Alex Otti, whoever knows his administration. Do not this unknown gunmen issue with kids' gloves. A strong example must be made of these people. Lock down that state, set a noose around the criminal underworld. This is a game they play. In 1 year, Alex Otti has provided electricity for 18 communities out of 31 or in Abia State. He has seen any landmark business opportunities in Abia State on record. He has paid salaries and he has started. He's a shining light for LP, and it is his achievements we are using to go and hustle for Benin, Edo State. It is easy. You want Abia State level of development, vote in the party in Abia. So even PDP, even PDP Abia, their hands can also be liable in constructing evil to paint that administration bad. Treat this matter seriously. Deal with it. You all. God bless Nigeria and God bless the Obedient movement. Are you?
Thank you very much, my brother. Please work on your audio, please, and come back, please. I don't know if you have to jump out and jump back in. Let me bring
Okay,
you.
let me go out and come back in
Yeah,
immediately.
please do. All right, well, before I come to you, Jimmy's health situation. Let us allow Jimmy come in right now. Then I'll come to you 1 minute. Jimmy, please have the space. Thank you.
Thank you, Saddam. I'm not going to stay long. I just want to mention two things: the national anthem and the Biafra. Greetings to every single person listening. Welcome to Vawulence Space. Um, my my point of view towards the national anthem is this: I'm personally not going to recognize it, and the reason is simply because it's more like the foundation of the obedient movement. Let me remind people. The very day Obi gave that statement, he gave that. There was a speech he gave, and he said something that day. He said, "Arise, O compatriots! Nigeria called obey. Are you going to obey the call as patriots of Nigeria? Nigeria needs you. Is calling you. Are you going to obey the call?" And that was it. The next morning, I started seeing tweets about, "I will obey. I will obey. I am obeying the call. I will obey." That was the genesis of the obedient movement. And people started coining, "I'm obedient, though. I will obey. I will listen to whatever you have to say." And coincidentally, Peter Obi's name is OBI, and obedient is OBE. It was replaced with the I and E. There's a sentimental connection between the national anthem and the movement. People don't really pay attention to that. And that he exploit this further. Labour Party is the only party that was mentioned in the national anthem. He mentioned it. He made another speech about it. I'm not sure if anybody remembers that.
Cool.
The labor of our heroes past shall never be in vain. Labour Party. And this is the same narrative the illegitimate working mannequin, illegitimate president in Asorok used to mock the Labour Party. They will labor in vain. They will labor in vain. He knew what he was doing. There is a personal connection to that national anthem to the real Nigerian people. There is. I'm not going to recognize the new national anthem. I will not respect it. It's the one I knew while growing up, the one I know right now, and the one I will keep in mind. That's about the national anthem. To my fellow Biafran brothers and sisters, today is a remembrance of the sad genocide that happened. Let it be known that it was a war against the Igbo people, against the Igbo tribe. They rejected bad governance from day one. They saw it through it, they saw it for what it was, and they rejected it. The only way they could punish them was to go to war with them. Over 3 million people were killed. The Tutsis and the Hutsis, they had to create a memorial ground for them to remember what happened. The apartheid that happened in South Africa, Desmond Tutu, may so rest well. They had to go through reconciliation for people to actually come out and pour out their anger and face the accusers, face the murderers. It's a documentary, it's on YouTube. You have people coming out talking about what they did during the apartheid war, talking about how they killed people's parents, and the kids were there. They were crying. But guess what? They healed. The federal government of Nigeria has managed to keep sweeping this under the mat. It has to be addressed. It's a bitter truth, but it has to be addressed. Lastly, I'm going to say this. My Igbo brothers and sisters, keep your head up. From my own understanding so far, that Igbo tribe happens to be the best tribe in that country. And I'll tell you why. During the last presidential election, we had the three major tribe representatives as presidential candidates, the Yoruba, Igbo, and the Hausas. And guess what? The Igbo tribe you've castigated, you've demonized, happens to be the best candidate out of all the presidential candidates we've had in Africa, in Nigeria, and to me, from my perspective, in the whole world. This is my personal opinion. You don't like it? Kiss my ass. Peter Obi is the presidential candidate. He did not come out to represent the Igbos. Coincidentally, he happens to be the best candidate. Coincidentally, happens to be an Igbo man. Peter Obi doesn't have any drug case. He doesn't have any criminal record. He doesn't have any certificate forgery. No perjury. He never forfeited $1. No multiple date of birth. No primary school stories. No secondary school stories. No university stories. He knows his classmates and they know him. They have histories together. He doesn't have any criminal record with the IRS, DEA, FBI, CIA. That is the man I stood right behind. I'm a Yoruba man and I stand for what is right. Peter Obi was the right candidate for the last election. He won it fair and square. He won so badly they thought he rigged it. My Igbo brothers and sisters, every tribe has its good and bad people, good, bad, and ugly to be precise. But guess what? Obi happens to be the best presidential candidate produced by that tribe in that country. And I will stand by that. Keep your head up. Keep doing you. They will tag you with so many names. They are the drug dealers of that country. They are the this and that. They are the killers of that country. Guess what? You've happened to produce the best presidential candidate in Nigeria, Africa, and in the world. That is a record to be proud of. And I'm glad to be a countryman with you. My Igbo brothers and sisters, God bless you. I love you from the deepest part of my heart. And I commiserate with you today. Thank you, IU. Thank you so much, guys. Welcome to Vawulence Space.
God bless you, my brother. Thank you very much, Jimmy. If there's anyone that would have said it better than you, I don't know. Thank you. God bless you. Please get well, get stronger. I just sat down here and I was listening to you. God bless you, my brother. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you very much.
Jimmy, you're a star. God bless
Let's
you.
keep it
Thank you.
going. Let's keep it going. Well, Minnie, please come in right now. Come in. Let's get the space up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, good, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending on where you're speaking from. It was indeed very good to have listened to, first of all, you, Saddam, then NC's. I mean, NC's submission, NC's probably did not know this, but we needed to do a lot of filling the gap. They used to do it in exam. But the good thing was, anybody that knows, anybody that is spiritually connected to the movement and knows how you talk and what you normally would say was able to present. So that's why I didn't even bother trying to unmute to tell you that you were breaking. Personally, I was able to make out a lot from all you said, actually. Then, Jimmy, thank you very much. It's actually very pleasing to hear Jimmy speak. Okay, no, this is Jimmy, not the Hawk. So it's like the Hawk he's currently the one that is not feeling too strong. Thank you very much, Jimmy, and that was a very brilliant submission, actually. So good evening to everybody on there. I'm saying good evening because that's what the time is where I am. To everybody on the space, if you are just joining, you're welcome. Probably you joined slightly late. It's all right. Um, but I'll just remind you again to repost the space in case you've forgotten. Just in case you've forgotten, go ahead and repost the space. Let's have this very good conversation within the next couple of hours. I mean, I was just going to say that the first thing I want to say is I just hear all of you now they talk saying I am not going to sing the new national anthem. I'm not going to sing. It be like so now no one. Now what person know person they sing? As me I am now. I don't know it. I don't intend to know it. I don't even think so. The point is that even if I want to sing it, I don't think I can sing it, and I don't intend to learn it as I just did now like this. So, the truth is that I'm not even bothered. I don't know why they why they changed it. I mean, I have a fair knowledge of suspicion in addition to what Jimmy just said just now. I have a funny school of thought about it. I mean, one of the things we've had to use to disturb this guy was he was raising when they were singing national anthem, he was raising his hand instead of putting his hand on his chest. And now he decided to say, let's sing one where they will say hail so that he can keep raising his hand. So um, that's fine for him. But I'm not even going to say I will not sing it because I don't know it and I don't intend to know it. I mean, I don't even have the capacity. So I don't see myself going to learn the current national anthem. I don't think, I'm just trying to imagine, Sha, like, so I'll now just sit down and say, oh, the new national anthem. I'll now start to do one, two, go, one, two, go, learn two lines and so on. Omo, now cruise. NEPA, where they turn to PSCN, now we don't be the people see they call it NEPA, na national anthem. National anthem with so many stands and now people call now cruise. We are cruising. That's just what we are doing currently in Nigeria. We are cruising inside suffering, and of course, like Sadama said earlier, let's try to trend here. Tinubu is an outright disaster, to be honest. And we say this every time. It sounds like banter. It sounds like we are in a big mess in Nigeria. It's just that most of the time, because we veil it with because we cover it with a lot of how I put it things, and all of us are in that shoe. Cover it with entertainment. We cover it with cruise. We cover it with different things that are on the blogs. One story here, one story there. Even personally, we cover it with other things, right? We may tend to forget that. We may tend to just assume that okay, well, Nigeria is not that bad, but the truth is Nigeria is in a very bad and nearly irredeemable state. And I just want to use nearly because I want to have, for how bad Nigeria is now. I think the only reason I feel like Peter Obi will do significantly well in changing it is because I've seen how Alex Oti does it. And I also know that the problem with Nigeria is just leadership. Okay, not just leadership, but the primary problem with Nigeria is leadership. Like there are so many other problems. Even we ourselves as Nigerians, we have problems. But I usually don't like when people put secondary before primary. The primary problem currently in Nigeria is leadership. We get that right, we are going to be in the right direction. Like I said on Tuesday, if Nigeria was stagnant, it would have been commendable. Somebody said, somebody should have, it's so sad I can't remember this person's name. But somebody said it on Tuesday's space. He said it, and I thought about it at the time. And after the space, I kept thinking about it, and it made sense. And guess what the person said? The person said, if you just imaginarily imagine Nigeria going backward from where we are, it sounds like it will look progressive. I mean, take the Naira, for example, just look at it backward. Like, imagine you are living retrogressively in Nigeria. It will look as if you are progressing, because why? We are retrogressing so bad. So you might start to see, it's why every time, because we do comparison a lot of time, it's why every time it looks as if the previous one, a couple of people on Tuesday were saying, Buhari is a superstar and all that. Like, I mean, it's where we are, because from Buhari, you look back at Jonathan. From Jonathan, you look back at Yar'Adua, Obasanjo. In fact, there's a way it will be said. You look back at Abacha's time, and it looks as if Nigeria was at least a stable country at the time. So it's unfortunate where we are, and to think that I don't know. I know this to get away with all of these things. To think that people thought about it, like they really thought about changing the national anthem. They didn't just leave it as thoughts. They went to the hallowed chamber, the way they call it, the National Assembly, where the National Assembly of a country that is in severe poverty, the National Assembly of a country that is going through severe economic crisis. And some people sat down and deliberated on changing it. And some of these things that happen in Nigeria kind of make me just, I'm short of words, because I can't relate. And I'm not pretending. I'm not faking it. I really cannot relate. Even if I try to just make sense of it and say, okay, maybe, it doesn't make any single sense. So it's quite unfortunate. But then again, today's space, like Saddam had said earlier, it's centered around the Obidient movement. I'll just keeping track of some of the commendation we started on Tuesday, because more like we already started that conversation gradually. I actually think coming here collectively, the Obidient movement and Peter Obi have been very phenomenal. I'm going to say Peter Obi first. So Peter Obi, for me, is, and this is coming from me, I don't believe in perfection. I don't believe people are like, if you know me personally, I rate people. Like, I mean, I'm not, but I don't put I hardly put people up there. Like, I put you up and I say, okay, I mean, this person they try, makes sense person, but I don't put you up there. But to be honest, by all indices, I put Peter Obi up there. Like, by all indices. And my biggest fear, like I say every time, is that if we miss an opportunity, if we miss the opportunity, and this is a very big advice to every Nigerian, whether obedient or not obedient, if we miss the opportunity of not having a Peter Obi as a president in our lifetime, or in his lifetime, I don't think we would ever, to be honest, we will never recover from it. I mean, my son and I is just one person and all that, but it's not something I can analyze to you how I think it in my head. It's something that if you were just in my head, you would understand it. You probably can never have someone that has just the right level of political exposure and just the right level of, the business world exposure with such high level of morals and values, and, with such level of humanity and character. As in, Peter Obi, some people don't understand the blend that Peter Obi comes with is I mean, I'm not exaggerating when I say Peter Obi is way better person than myself, than you know, and to be honest, I pride myself as a very good person. Peter Obi is a way better person than most of us. So because some of us, maybe say we never touch the kind of money we define. I can't. The truth is, I can't have like the kind of money Peter Obi has or has access to. And Nigeria will probably. I mean, I might bother about Nigeria. I've just be bother and do my philanthropy and rest. Bless as many people I can bless, but I'll live my life. I won't go this far for a docile Nigeria. But for the extent that this man goes to, it's and the fact that he has kept that after he kept it after the election, kept it after a damning court process. One of the biggest fear I had, before the Supreme Court judgment was that I knew the kind of judgment the judges gave was not just a judgment to just say, oh, sorry, we cannot give you the. If you know the kind of judgment that they gave between Yar'Adua and Buhari, you would know that the Supreme Court in that judgment kind of gave a notion that would give you hope. That would be like, okay, no, they gave this kind of judgment that, if you want to paraphrase it, was almost like a judgment of saying, this thing is close. So normally we would have cancelled this election, but we can't afford to run another election. You know what? So Buhari just not vex. And Yar'Adua did well as well to accept the flaw of the election. But if you notice what they did in this particular judgment, they wanted to break Peter Obi's spirit. So I wouldn't have. I mean, the truth is that people like what they call this guy now, the former CBN governor that was contesting for president. I can't remember his name. Kingsley Moghalu didn't get one over 1,000 of what Peter Obi had to deal with, and he has given up. Like, so to have that for an election where you spend at least 1 billion naira. For those of you that know, Peter Obi contributed alone to the campaign account, alone, the one that campaign account used, 500 million naira alone. So over 500 million naira. Not to talk about the ones, it's 500 or 700. Not talk about the ones that he did outside the campaign organization. So
800 million, brother. 800.
Exactly. So I saw it and I was like, I mean, it would have been okay if Peter Obi's spirit was broken. It would have been okay if he didn't proceed further. But we've seen what he has done over the past, since, in fact, almost like he's running a responsible and not a, he's running not a rogue parallel government. Like I've said it a couple of times here. I kind of even feel uncomfortable sometimes with it. I feel like it's giving hope to people that really should be angry. But you can't fault a man that is people-centered. It's very difficult. You can't fault a man that just wants people to have a better life. So it's very difficult. So for me, Peter Obi has been phenomenal. Then for the Obidient movement as well, what we've done collectively is I don't know, because through this again, I also thought after the election, because I constantly kind of think because I know if the Obidient movement was to drop in steam or even totally fade away, even Abados might eventually bring back Obedience, because the only reason they look like there is and the only reason why they're still a country really is because of everything that the Obedient movement stands for. And it's actually commendable that one way or the other, we've been able to sustain it till this time. A lot of us have made it. I know Saddam has said earlier that let's let people say what they did or something. Some of us have made various sacrifices. I personally, I may not be able to say, I'm not really a big fan of, what they say this. I got my lizard jump down from a tree, look right and look left, and nobody hit him and he nod his head for the acrobatic jump. But I know so many people that have made sacrifices. I know because I relate to people a lot on my DMs. So I know people that have made sacrifices. No, and when I sacrifice, I'm not talking about money. So it's not what we're talking about now. It's not even I spent money. That's part of it, but it's not just entirely that. Some people have made sacrifices that, off my head, I just want to avoid calling names individually, but off my head, as I'm talking to you now, I can just think about people that, and this would, to be honest, these are things that I'm not so sure I can do, right? I'm not so sure that I can do. So I really want to commend everybody. And like I always say, giving up is not an option. And I'm glad that we've not given up. I'm glad that, there might have been question mark at different points about, how we handle the particular thing, how we handled one particular thing, how we did not handle it, how we, at different points. But the truth is that whether we handled well or didn't handle well, we are there. And that's the minimum that we should be doing. Whether we are available, we need to be available. We need, Saddam said in his submission that the obedient movement is a movement that every politician would die to have. Peter Obi also is blessed, to be honest. He's also blessed to have this kind of people around, or always willing to support him and all that. So I just want to commend everybody for the various effort, no matter what you think you've done. But I also want to encourage us to that we will need to do more, and that's where I end my submission. We will need to do more, and I use need emphatically because the new Nigeria that we need to have, that we must have, that we want to have, we've seen that it will not come only by, we did a lot leading to 2023, but apparently it wasn't enough to get us a new Nigeria. Don't get me wrong. It was enough to win us the election, we won it, but apparently it wasn't enough to get us a new Nigeria, and our target is to have a new Nigeria. So apparently we will need to do more than we've done leading to 2023. We might need to adjust in different ways and all that, think strategically on your own, and adopt things, do things. I'm a big fan of people just doing things for the movement. I'm not. I mean, I'm with the school of thought of trying to structure and create some kind of direction. That would help a lot. But even while that is ongoing, or even when that has arrived, I don't think that should now mean that, okay, if there is no instruction from the center, let me not do what I'm going to do or something. I still strongly believe that we can keep doing what we have been doing. So a big commendation to everybody, and I want to encourage us to continue to do more. Your sacrifice, even if nobody sees it, you see it, you know it. I'm not interested in anybody's, people's commendation is good. But personally, I'm not in the obedient movement because of anybody. I'm not interested in anybody's commendation. If you commend me, I'm like, oh, cool. I mean, I'll commend you to a lot of the time because I know we might not be making the same sacrifices, but we are all making sacrifices. I'm sure even being on this space now, some of us, there are other places we could be, but we are here. So that alone is a sacrifice. So it's very important to tap yourself or pat yourself on the back and say, I've done well and I need to do more. And that's very, very vital. So again, welcome to, I'll just end it there so we can get more speakers today. Okay, Salam, I just say something.
No, go on.
Yeah, so I was just going to say today, as much as possible, so because I want us to get as many people as possible to come and speak. Salam said earlier, on Tuesday, we had a lot of first-timers. In church, they call them first-timers. Or first-time speakers, not first-time attendees, rather. First-time speakers. So we want to see how much, because a lot of time we end the space with a lot of people still requesting, and it can be very, very heartbreaking for me. So let's just see as many people that we can get. So for our, general speakers that will be coming up later, I'm going to try to time to this space on 3 minutes, and I'll try not to also worry you, but just understand when I start to worry you. So welcome everybody. So I'm going to start. We're just going to start taking the speaker. Today is a day for the obedient movement for Peter Obi Appraising. You can say the bad, don't skip the bad. If there's something you want us to do better, specifically feel free to also mention it, but
Hey,
with
let me
respect.
just let me just add this one
Yeah.
one thing. Something that me personally I learned from this journey is that I know that um I'm praying and hoping that Nigerians will wake up and we can wake up and take back our country now. But if eventuality that anything happens, that the only way to take these criminals out is through another election. I know that there's some things already set in stone. Like nothing like go to court. Nothing like trust IREV. We will go, nothing like trust security. We will come prepared to die on election day. Everybody will come out to die. We will come out that the same that he Sabi starts ballot. He say we will all come out. Iyashukudi, non Iyashukudi. All of us go to Iyashukudi that day. That is one I've already put my mind. I know that no one come out and say no, 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 no. It's this one I know personally. I've learned. We have said that one, and we know that every system in Nigeria is now up to the Nigerian people. I just pray we can stand up before then. But if it reaches election, that has been set in stone. Well, let's go on, man. Well, Nigeria. Guys, welcome to the violence space. Please, let's take it from here. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Totally agree with you. I mean, that's one reason I like the fact that Peter B went to the end. Peter B helped us, so you guys will understand. He helped every one of us. That question mark that is usually in our mind, Peter B helped us clear that out straight, beginning to end. So now we know. And that's very important. Mommy B, please go ahead. After Mommy B, I'll come to Tommy and we'll take it from there.
Good evening, everyone from my side. Emir, Saddam, N6, well-meaning, Abromi, Jimmy, Mafara, Leo. Wishing you all greetings to everyone here. Right, I didn't want to say a whole lot, right? But I love that Jimmy said something, but I wanted to say something in addition to that. Right, when the Biafra war was being fought, obviously I wasn't in Nigeria, my parents weren't and stuff. I never really had anybody tell me about it. So 10 years ago when I read, and when you read from both sides of the war, right? The one thing, right, that is not in doubt is the number of people who died, right? And I want people to reflect on it because the 19 least populated sovereign countries in the world, if you add up their population, they are just below 7 million people, right? And 3 million people died during that war. 3 million men, women, children died in the most despicable way. There's always, when there's a war, there's always casualties, but people starved to death. Right, that's the worst kind of death for a mother to sit there and watch her children, for a father to sit there and watch, not having anything to feed their children. 3 million. And some have said that the number's actually more than that. Right? And it's a crying shame that Nigeria, at no point in its history since then, right, has done anything, right, that will begin to heal those wounds. I can't do much on my own, but I'm going to ask Saddam, N6, well-meaning, and everyone else on the space to please, even if it is out of my 3 minutes that well-meaning gave me, let us have that 1 minute of silence for those who were lost to the Biafra war, right? Those who starved to death, those who were killed, right? And those who are still living through the trauma of what they experienced during the war. So if you would allow me, well-meaning, please help us time it out. Let's have 1 minute silence to remember all those who died during the Biafra war.
All right, may the souls of the departed continue to rest in peace. And may God console all those that are going through the trauma. Mommy B, you're back.
Yeah,
Um,
I don't know what
yeah,
happened there.
yeah, go
Amen.
ahead.
Amen. Amen. Right. Appraising PO 1 year of here's the thing. After, you know, they swore that man in. And it's not like we went to, we were like trying everything. In fact, people scam us on top of this. Let us try and stop them from swearing in him in and all the rest of it. Right. And I know a lot of people were deflated once that happened. And a lot of people just logged off Twitter, logged off social media and took a break. Right. But there's a core number of obedience who, despite their pain, continued, right, with the vigor of only a young person. Because I know I myself, at times, I was like really struggling with all that we saw, but I am extremely proud of the obedience, right? Who have they wanted you to shut up. You said, you have coconut head, you're not shutting up, right? You are, in fact, they come with their lamba immediately, right? Google, we go to the book of Google, as per what N6 says, and bust their lies, and they hated it. Right. And we kept on saying, from campaign to campaign, oh, not my president, not this, not that. We were doing so much online. So where they thought that we were going to go away, we have stood our ground and said, no, we're here to stay all along. Every 4 years, you people rig elections, right? The victor makes as much noise. The vanquished goes quietly in away in the dark. But it's no longer happening. We will continue to checkmate you with your lies, right? Continue to bring awareness to how devilish you people are, how greedy you are, the level of corruption which has gone mainstream, right? From the head to the least member of this government are stealing money somehow, all of that. And I'm so proud. I mean, I've seen people come back and I can see the strength rising again. Fantastic set of people. I have never for one moment regretted it. And I'd always maintained that it was never going to just be a sprint, it was going to be a marathon, because those structures of criminality that Pio always talks about, they're so embedded into the very fabric of society that it would take us consistently pushing back, right? And building up our strength so that we can do that. Because it will get to a point where there will be that mighty battle that will have to be fought if we truly want to rescue Nigeria. And as for Pio, the man gets strength, I have to say. I'm so proud of him. I'm proud of the man I support, because he has not gone away. He said now that all the judicial process has ended, he said we are now the opposition. And you will see him sowing threats about government policies, right? He has not been scared. And it's not like they're not threatening him. But the man is determined. He wants to see Nigeria work. And then he's putting his money, right, where his mouth is, right? And that takes guts, right? It's not like he has some treasury that he's stealing money from. Because when they say they're doing this community, all these officers, political office holders, and they do something in a community, they put their name on it and all the rest of it. It is your money, and they will now put their name and make it, act as if it's theirs. PO was going from hospital to hospital to education institution to education institution. And then what he was doing during Ramadan, oh my God, right? I have never seen a man so determined, right, to build bridges. Even after a lot of those that are in the north didn't know him because of the propaganda, and it's really difficult to pierce through that veil of propaganda, especially when you're hearing it from your mullahs and your afars and all the rest of it. And they're saying these things, and it's all you've ever known. But then for them to now see this man moving, doing those borehole projects. In fact, right, I remember one particular one where they said the man was like he has not seen running water in his 30 years in that village, and Pio brought water, and water is life, right? So in what Tinubu, who has all the all the powers, right, of that the constitution bestows, and even more because the man not the follow rule of law, right, has not been able to make a difference in the lives of people, be it one tiny community somewhere in Sokoto State, or be it one one hospital in Kaduna, or a school of nursing in the southeast. He has been everywhere and he has not stopped, right? And he is a man who actually appreciates all of us because he's still on his worldwide tour. He has just finished his American tour, 6 states in 6 days. Hey, I don't have that kind of strength. And so where we are saying Tinubu is a disaster, Pio is doing well, and is determined to see this through. So for me, if we're now saying let us begin to give Pio to his own scores, I'll score Pio 100/10. Thank you.
All right, thank you, thank you very much, Mami V. Yeah, yeah. I mean, Peter Obi has done incredibly, incredibly well. All right, quickly, I'll just move over to Tommy. Tommy, how are you doing? Go ahead, you have 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much, Wilmy. Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Maybe I sat down, everybody, so I don't waste time. I just go straight to what I want to say. I've cried today. Let me just quickly say this in 1 minute. I lost someone very close to me. I've cried so hard. And when you see you have incompetent leaders, it will affect the citizens. There's only a high probability chance, especially when it comes to insecurity. These people don't care about us. You know, this person is so close to me that um, she came to my wedding. She's even in my photo album. Long story short, she entered the one chance bus when coming back from work, and that's how she died. She was pushed out of the bus, and this was just yesterday night. You know, it's quite unfortunate where we. I'm so pained, and I'm even more angry now. If I wasn't, angry before, I'm more angrier. Yeah, I'm sad at the same time. The way people are dying, this is just one that we have heard. You know, I I just want to say that obedience. I want to say this to obedience, and just to encourage our fellow obedience, just like what Emir and Saddam always say. Please, let's try and be the best opposition. This is to everyone, even if you are a well-meaning Nigerian. Let's speak about the hardship that these people are causing. Let's expose their evil. Let's use our timeline. Your WhatsApp. I like what General Lucci is doing. In fact, I created a platform too on WhatsApp for person. I was so shocked about the turn up. We have deaf people there. We have people on wheelchair. People that I didn't even see during when we were even campaigning last year. I'm seeing them. We are now almost 100. I'm so shocked. That's tell you how tired Nigerians are. I put up a tweet on the jumbotron. It means that ladies are not even buying sanitary pads anymore. It's that bad. So I want to also, as I wrap up, I want to also say to my Igbo brothers and sisters,
I want to say my love goes to you all. I don't know the experience. I'll never say I know how you feel, but my love goes to you all. And lastly, I will give my principal, my empathetic, sympathetic, loving leader. I'll give him 10/10 for all he has done. I will continue to support him with all of my life, with all of my heart. He's like a father to me, and I just want to appreciate every obedient who is still on this, who have not given up, and all who are even coming back. Um, we will conquer at the end of the day. I yield the mic.
All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Tori. Thank you. And condolences on the loss of the person, someone that's close to you. Um, yeah, I'm glad you even brought up because I had actually already posted it on the JT to also help remind everybody of an initiative that Generalogy initiated. She was here on Tuesday and she kind of talked about it. Um, so I know people easily feel like, oh, okay, this is Generalogy because we are saying Generalogy. This is something like she emphatically said it that it's something that whatever you participate in, you take ownership in it. She's just more like someone that thought about it and decided to pursue it, which is what we always preach that whatever you think it's relevant, start it, start pursuing it. You get as much support from every other person as possible. So there are so many. You know what about distinguishes when she's on a particular subject. If you go to her TL, that's what you see the most. So if you go to her TL now, you see a lot about that. So, but I just picked one of the most recent posts about it. I also saw under that post, you see, she was talking about the graphic design. I don't know if she has one now, but I just want people, if you're in case if you know you on Tuesday, you can go to the that tweet or go to her TL. So try and understand it and key into it. It's simple. Create a WhatsApp group, 50 people, then you can pass it to her, and by the time the 300 is the target, but it can be more. And when it gets to 300, every other thing from there would, and this is very relevant actually. So and it's cheap. There's no money. Nobody's contributing any dime. So I really encourage everybody to be part of it. All right, quickly, I'm going to go straight to if you know you want to speak and you're in the speaker section, just try to make sure that your hand is up. I'm going to start from Odogu, then I'll go to Vasni. We'll take it from there.
Thank you so much, my brother, well-meaning Nigerian. Thank you, Emir Saddam, for this space. Um, it's always a pleasure to be here, and it's always a pleasure to see all the beautiful people from the Obedient movement. Um, as we know, today is a very, very memorable day in the history of the Obedient movement, in the history of Nigeria, in the history of all Igbo people. I'm gonna give my submission in two parts. The first part is about the Obedient movement. I want to tell every single person who is obedient on this space, who is obedient on the grassroots, on the ground, who is obedient in any part of the world, that you did it. You did this. You need to keep your head high, keep your shoulders high, because you did this. For so many years, Nigerians have been enduring hardship. For so many years, Nigerians have been tolerating what their leaders are dishing at them without being able to speak up effectively. But since 2022, a movement was born, a movement of different kinds of Nigerians, technocrats, different people from all walks of life, doctors, lawyers, all kinds of people came together to galvanize support under one man, Peter Obi. And I can tell you that if you take a look at how far we've come and where we are now, we have every reason to be proud of what we've achieved. We have every reason to be proud of every single person who is still out there pushing for this new Nigeria. Because without the people, there's nothing like new Nigeria. It won't be actualized. But the fact that you're still resilient, the fact that you're still determined to fight for a better country for your children, some of us, not even for us, it's even for our children and our children's children. I will continue to tell you that you did it. On the second part, I'm an Igbo man from the eastern part of Nigeria. And today, being the 30th of May, holds for us a very deep day of reflection. About 54 years ago from today, Nigeria murdered its own people. Over 3 million people from a particular tribe in this country was murdered by the country itself. So many children starved to death. My father was just 15 years old when the war happened. And my father was forced to go into the war as a child soldier. My father lost two of his brothers, whom he witnessed their killing right in front of him as a 15-year-old boy. And my father would have been killed as well, but for the intervention of my grandmother, who had to take the extreme measure of even locking my dad in the bathroom. Like she locked him in the toilet just to make sure he doesn't go out there to fight. And so I can say that every single Igbo person that you see, or most of the Igbo people that you know, are either directly or indirectly affected by this genocide. I won't call it a war because it's a genocide. It's a deliberate killing of a group of people. So this is as real as night and day. We've had like different countries that have experienced this kind of dark time in their history come up with different ways to try to compensate, the tribe, or try to compensate the citizen, or even try to talk about it. Just speak about it. Sometimes just talking about it helps the healing process. But after over 50 something years, Nigeria still does not want to acknowledge the fact that the Igbo people are bleeding till today. The Igbo tribe are still struggling to heal. There was a space earlier that was held by a grandmaster, and a lot of people came to speak up. A lot of Igbo people spoke up about their personal experience with this. Hello? Okay, a
Yeah,
lot of
go
people
ahead,
spoke
Anna.
up about their personal experience with this, and some people talked about how till now their parents still have not healed from the trauma of the war. Some people are still experiencing PTSD and all that. We do know that there were other genocides in other parts of the world. About in 1994, about 600,000 Tutsis and Hutus were killed in Rwanda. During the Second World War, between 1941 and 1945, over 6 million European Jews were killed by Germany. Now, Rwanda has since changed their constitution to reflect measures towards reconciliation with the Tutsis and the Hutus. Germany has pledged to pay about $1.4 billion to survivors of the Holocaust. That's the European Jews who were killed in the Holocaust. On the other side, after the genocide of 1967, I see you women in Nigeria. After the genocide of 1967 to 1970, there has been no kind of compensation on the Igbo tribe. Nobody has talked about what happened to the Igbo people. And every Igbo person, their bank accounts were seized, and each of them was given 20 pounds to survive on to this day. I really want each and every person on this space to think about what I'm saying and to know that in order to get the new Nigeria that we're all fighting for, Nigeria has and needs to talk about this genocide on the Igbo people. There is so many blood that was spilled on this land. 3 million people is not just the number three. It's a lot of souls that were spilled on the land. And one way or another, these people there has to be some type of compensation. There has to be some type of, people need to talk about these things in order to start the healing process. But once again, I want to thank you all for this platform. I want to thank each and everybody who came here to speak and to listen. And I want to say more grace to your elbow, and I want to encourage you to continue to push for the movement. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you very much, Dogu. Thank you for that brilliant and enlightening submission. All right, quickly, I'm going to go straight to Vasni, after which I'll come to Sheung. Then we'll take it from there.
Hello, good evening. Confirm you can hear me.
Nah, Vasni, I can't hear you.
Hello, good evening.
Are you using like headphones or
No,
something?
no, not at all. Hello, good evening. Can you hear
All
me?
right, it's better now, yeah.
Oh, okay. The network has been acting up. So if you notice, I've been going off and back, you know. Okay. Good evening to everybody. It's good to be back to the violence space. It's a 1 year appraisal of the PO agenda, obedient movement. So I'll just quickly take us to early stages, right? Saddam, you can remember during the early stages when we started this spacing thing, uh, we used to attend spaces held by the opposition, and it was quite frustrating. In those spaces, nobody was allowed to engage on concrete issues. You know, it was more like a beer parlor bantering, where somebody would say, "Ah, one Igbo man take my girlfriend," you know, and it was subject around Igbos, you know. And I think it was that frustration that led people like Saddam to pull out. It is important we notice that. And that's what the obedient have become. Breaking away from the norm. That's what we've become. And then we started hosting spaces. And guess what? Obedience are still hosting spaces post-election. The oppositions don't even host, if they manage to host space, of course, it's the same thing. Igbo this, Igbo that, Igbo in Lagos, Igbo said this, Rossi said that, you know, Ojuku did this, you know, crazy, crazy things, you know. Things that do not matter to the now, that don't matter to the present and probably the future. So I must commend the obedient movement. We matured in this journey. I am so many others. I remember during those same early stages, I did town crying. I would go around PVC collection, remember? For 1 month, I was waking up by 5, taking my bell to go around my community PVC. Go collect your PVC. You know, people were inspired by that. Saying, oh, this man, oh, this guy, oh, you know, and they moved to go and get their PVC. Obedient did that. And INEC saw unprecedented collection of PVC. It got so bad that the data that was churning out what Obedient were bringing out, the data was not in their favor. Remember, Obedient, when the ANAP, was it ANAP? That's the IBTC man, when they did their poll, Peter Obi won in that poll. The opposition did, they commissioned somebody to do a poll. Till today, we didn't see that result. We heard that Peter Obi also won in their own poll. So when and all this was done by the Obedient, the opposition saw the data, they got jittery, and they became desperate. That was when violence was unleashed. That was when they had to buy INEC. That was when they had to get the judges on their side. You know, there's this saying that when a lion fights and wins, and the lion injures his underbelly, the opposition is down, right? But the lion fought so hard to win that battle that it has injured his underbelly. That lion is just as good as dead. That was what the system did. They fought so hard with the obedience, they threw in all the arsenal, they injured their underbelly. Now the whole world can see what the system Nigeria operates is about. Corrupt judges, biased umpires, you know, very weird narrative about our history and our people, all because the system want to hold on to power. Then when you compare the same struggle with a country like Senegal, the establishment in Senegal, they tried to untwist the movement there. But they also realized that they were not going to injure their underbelly so that that young man does not become president. It tells you the kind of establishment we have here. They are always willing to burn it down just to hold on to that power. The obedient has reminded the whole world the system will operate. And we are not going to relent. You see this country, it is not a sprint, it's a marathon. we'll continue to change the baton to the next gen. This country will be free from these evil men and evil cabal.
Yeah.
That's for the obedient. Then finally, for the Biafran Remembrance Day, a lot of stories have been told about a lot of story has been told about Biafra. Uh, as a young man, a lot of narrative was said about Igbos, and I started asking questions. I started studying, reading. Luckily, my dad was a strong Awolowo man, action group man, you know. So I started asking him questions. Ah, daddy, this. And the man said something. He said, when the Igbos were running the federal government, the way we now have people from our northern brothers running it, that the system worked. This is an action group man talking. Say the system worked, that whatever the system said it would do, that's what the system did. I took that, I took that knowledge. I said, okay, if this was so true, why is this so negative narrative around this tribe, around this group? I started to dig on my own, started to study the story from 1966 school to where we are. And I realized that there has been a lot of lies cooked up to the way the coup of 1966 was tagged as an Igbo coup was also a lie. Today, we have a broader understanding of that coup. All my life, they've told us that it was an Igbo coup, that Igbo people are the ones that did it. Today, we now found out that on that list, there were Igbos, there were Yorubas, there were Kanuris, there were Fulanis, there were Hausas on the list of the coupists. But what we have been told all my life was it was an Igbo coup. I took that knowledge. As the time went on, I realized that, okay, there's obviously some kind of agenda against this group for whatever reason. So I want to tell my Igbo brothers right here that uh, what they are going through, first of all, I sympathize with them with the civil war. That war was avoidable if
Yeah.
somebody had taken. Hello, yeah, wait a minute. Okay, I'll round up in 2 minutes, please.
In
If
30 seconds, not 2
in
minutes.
30 seconds, okay, that war would have been avoided if the Aburi Accord was listened to, was if Gowan had held on to it. Okay, again, it goes back to the establishment. They are always willing to burn it down than to take the easy path for peace and shared prosperity. So Obedient and Igbo, the Igbo community in Nigeria, please do not relent. One day there will be justice. Obasanjo scratched the surface with your Puta panel. I know in the future a new generation that seeks peace, knowing fully well peace only comes from justice, will visit the injustice that
Yeah.
Nigeria has meted to everybody. Thank you very
All
much.
right. Thank you very much, Vasni. That was you guys are giving master classes today. And totally I think it's quite sad how the our history in Nigeria has been tremendously. The problem in Nigeria is so deep rooted. I just really wish we would just get that right leadership that would fix a lot of the things that are deep rooted, and some of all these other things will just come as a plus for it. Anyway, thank you very much, Vasni. All right, quickly, I'm going to go to Sheo. After Sheo, I'm going to come to Esther Rita so we can have a lady.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I salute you all, Emir Saddam. I've missed you all. I've been in the fringes, listening and not speaking. But it's good to be back. I hope I can be heard. Very quickly, I would not want to retort everything that has been said. Every submission that has been made today, I I have loved listening to, but I will just focus on these 2 points. Obedience, take your flowers. You've done excellently well. We have fought and continue fighting. The battle is not to the swift, it's continuous and we will win. All we need to do is never give up. Hold your grudges, you'll be fine. As for Pio has never relented. He has kept to his word. He's a consistent person. Everywhere he goes, the world rallies around him. He's not looking for investors like one headless chicken who people promise we will invest, but never invest. He's someone who people rally around because of what he stands for. And I am glad to be in his corner. Obedience, all the work that we have done, we would not give up because they refused to do what was right. We will put up a better battle, and at the end of the day, if we do not relent, we will win. Tinubu is actually a disaster because the evidence is everywhere for everyone to see, to the extent that people no longer can eat like they used to or drink like they used to. Everybody has been cut to size, no matter how wealthy you were before now. So no one will lie to you that Tinubu is not a disaster. Shame might worry them and they will not want to speak. However, the reality is dawning on everyone and they wish they could turn back the hands of time. They missed a bullet and hugged a ballistic weapon. Thanks to all of them. To my brothers and sisters, I would like to say that Nigeria happened. We wish that it never did happen, but it did. We hope that we will find a means of reparation. We hope that one day we would actually speak truth to ourselves and say this happened and we are sorry. May God bless us all. About the new anthem, Thunder Fire, the people will bring that thing. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Sheil. Thank you for that submission. All right, quickly, she has dropped anyways. All right, in that case, I'll just go straight to let me just confirm this. Okay. All right, quickly, I'll just go straight to Justice. After Justice, I'll come to Odututu. Justice, are you there?
Yes, I am here. I am here, my brother. Thank you very
Go
much
ahead.
for giving me the opportunity to speak. Emir Saddam, Moibolanle, distinguished members of the Vawulence space, good evening from my own end. Yes, the Obedient movement has really done well. I would stand to commend everyone so far for steadfastness. I would commend everyone for their patriotism. Suddenly, Emir Saddam talks about them calling us the emergency lovers of Nigeria. Yes, so be it. We would hold the criminal drug baron and certificate forging bandit, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to account. Yes, we will hold him to account. He's not going to run away from this. I would also want to salute our brothers and sisters who found it thoughtful enough, to remember our fallen brothers and sisters several years ago in the unfortunate, needless genocide that claimed over 3 million of our southeastern brothers. We hope, in our place, we say Ozemena. We hope that we do not allow criminals, drug barons, certificate forging idiots and mannequins who have less than 20 years to live on this earth to plunge us into that level of unfortunate scenarios again. We hope that we can resolve our differences and still be one nation with one common goal, one unity, forging ahead. And it does also, not surprise me that the cleanest politician, the very cleanest of our own, came from this very region. It's not surprising to me. And they so looked for how to incriminate him. They didn't find anything. They went ahead as much as trying to clone his passport in the UK so as to commit crime. I cannot forget that. That is going to the very last of the lowest mode, to find something guilty about Peter Obi and then run with that narrative. But God is not mocked. Whatever a man sows, he shall reap. The criminal drug baron has destroyed the country. And just like Saddam said, you see, if anything does not happen in Nigeria and we are able to carry on in this poor fashion up to 2027, Nigerians must remember there would not be anything like going to court. It's either you win it on the field or you forget about it. At that time, it will be clear to everybody in Nigeria, be you in the north, in the south, in the east, or in the west, that your life is sacrosanct, that you have to survive, first of all, as a Nigerian, before you can even sing the national anthem, be it the old anthem or the new anthem. So by that time, it will be clear to every Nigerian that INEC that I've been talking about is the problem that we have in this country. That if we do not fix the anomalies of INEC and how they, conducted this election, and of course announced an election in the middle of the night, then we will know that we're not heading anywhere. But I still believe something will happen in this country because this hardship, I don't know whether Nigerians will survive it for the next 4 years, for the next 3 years as we have it right now. So for me, just continue to hold the narrative. Obedience are suddenly, of course, the opposition right now. We will continue to play that opposition. We will continue to encourage foreign investors not to put their money under a criminal drug baron and certificate forging bandit, Bola Tinubu. No, you can't do that. Yes, most of these companies are shutting down. Are they shutting down because Peter Obi is president? No, they're shutting down because the economy is in shambles. You can't bring $100 million into an economy that is unstable. The naira is unstable. Nothing is working. There is no rule of law. That is very important. A very critical item of the democracy. Being the rule of law is not there. Look at what is happening with the Kano Emirates. Conflicting court judgments. That is when you have a destroyed judiciary. And of course, this 2023 election exposed all these institutions of government. So for me, if Nigerians survive these 4 years of these criminals, INEC will be the center focus. Win it on the field or forget about Nigeria. But for now, Obedience, take your flowers. I salute you all. Tinubu has been a disaster. A disaster he will remain. The criminal drug baron failed even before he started. Thank you very much. I yield the mic.
All right, thank you very much, Justice, for that submission. All right, I don't know if it's just me, but I think I thought there's more. So I think there's like a Twitter glitch. I don't know why Elon Musk always decide to be pressing spoil when we have his space. So I don't even know if maybe I don't want to believe it's possible they are reporting this place as well. But I think I can see the listeners fluctuating. Then some speakers are dropping back and forth. Or Tutu, can you hear me? Because I know you were saying. I know you were saying you are not on the speaker section. Or Tutu, are you there?
Okay, thank you. I'm back. Can you hear me?
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
After Tutu, I'll come to Estarita again. Hope she doesn't disappear for that. Go ahead.
Okay. I can go on. Okay, thank you. Okay, good evening, everyone. Saddam, Mini, Mommy Bolale, and every one of us. I think today is what I can more or less describe like what you can call a solemn assembly. Say appraising Peter Obi and Obidients 1 year. When people were speaking, I was trying to look at my own, what I call my little contribution, and I just, as people, more people are, going on space, I just try to drop mine, and I try to look at what people that I've seen have contributed. My mind went straight first to that woman leader in Kaduna that was murdered. My mind went to the senatorial candidate in, is this Enugu now, that was murdered even in the vehicle. My mind went to so many Obidients that were beaten during the election, some that were attacked even before the election, flag boys, and so many people arrested, harassed, and many other people that we don't even know about yet. People that were sent to hospitals, people that lost their limbs. lost their lives, lost their businesses, just because they identify with who was clearly the best candidate. And I want us to just, take a look at it this way. Imagine for a minute, last election, Peter Obi was not on the ballot. That the only people you have is Amoda and Mikano, and some few noisemakers around there, including the Indian hem Rabu Rosa. Like, so what option will we have? Because I can't imagine that the level of the little I did, I'm not sure I will even bother looking at the election. But the emergence of Peter Obi changed the entire platform. It drove the passion and pushed the agenda for people to even be interested in registering for election, INEC. A huge generation of people never bothered. Why? Because there was nobody on the table. So technically, starting with this, Peter Obi became the table. Let me put that way. As some people normally joke that they are the table. Peter Obi became the political table of Nigeria for the past since this movement started. And rightly so, the Obedience movement also followed that table. In fact, they carry it on part of their head. Never mind all these derogatory remarks, attacks that people want to give these people, they are just making noise and all that. Of course, I remember the 1 million marches, and I still continue to appreciate the NASA, the first one that caused, a commotion. That was the one that happened in Nasarawa. And that's why everybody began to like, okay. And of course, the rest, as we can see, follows the Ibadan, the Calabars, and the rest of them. Because people were saying, oh, is it not this 2-3 Igbo people making noise here and there? But by the time the movement started, they knew something was changing. And that's why they became desperate, started attacking. Of course, they resorted to the only weapon. I was trying to speak with some people in my office today. I said, look, these Amoda people have only, in him specifically, he has only two options. Option A, divide the opposition, knock their head together. We remember the evil tactics they tried to use for their Afenifere, trying to pitch a 96-year-old versus a 92-year-old something. These are people that have been ages in a group and almost trying to divide it because that was the only way it can operate. And of course, the next one is exactly what is happening now. I saw the angle of Jimmy on what the atom is all about, but which is a fact. But it's same tactics all over, as Saddam would say, rinse and repeat. This was one of the major things, if you look through, is to create a diversion. Because let's face the fact, in 1 year, what has this government done? They don't have anything to point to. And they know that the Obidients was going to continually take them to cleaner. So what can we do? Create something. They will know, they will shout, there will be reaction in the media, there will be spaces and all. That is the aim. What is the aim? To make sure people did not discuss the disaster and the failure this government has represented in the past 365 days they've been ruling. Because I can't see them leading. But then the Obedience, a lot of people, suffering so many things, pressure, disappointment, some locked out. But we are still here. And we are still standing on the right place of history. A lot of people around me, in my place of work, 1 year ago, they were extremely ronus. Let me put that language. But forward, even before, even less than 3-4 months, the veil started opening one after the other. And by today, Everybody, I don't declare as we normally say in this part of the world. And those are the things, the agendas, the obedient push forward. And go and check it out. If you are having any discussion, if you are on, you don't mention any political party. The moment you are talking about how the country would go forward, they're already tagging you, oh, now then be this. Because that's the fact. The obedient has always stand up for the truth. So I thank everyone who has contributed or still contributing one way or the other. I believe there's a future. For the about the Biafra, I extremely thank Bolali for what he did, the 1 minute observation. The reality is this: there is no justification for taking lives. Albert wrongly. Let me just, 1 minute, I can hear you. Let me just round off with this. Let me just round off with this. If just 1 minute. As a friend of mine, I can't mention names, his wife is from the East. Just to build a human angle to the reality of some of the things that happened. The father of the wife, they have 6 children before the war. When the war broke out, I don't know, some of us, we know where Imo State is right now, and you know where Lagos is. Imagine a family of 6 children and parents, that is 8, trying to trek from Imo to Lagos. Believe you me, they lost their entire 6 children. The current wife of my friend today was the one that was given birth after the 6 had died. That's some of the reality of the wars, of the scars. So we must reconcile. And Yoruba will say, you can't beat a child and tell him not to cry. You can't do it two together. So life was lost, and we cannot wish it away. We must accommodate, we must make corrections, and we must recognize going forward. But obedience, please hold on fast, and I believe the future will be better.
All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you very much, Odututu. Thank you very much. All right, quickly, I'm going to go over to, like I said earlier, if you know your Deji, Frederick, if you know you intend to speak, just ensure your hand is up. So I'm sure you want to speak, because I may have to drop some people to bring other people. All right, well, quickly, I'm going to go straight to um, Oxley. After Oxley, I'll come to Chukuka.
Okay, thank you. 1 million of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Emir Saddam, Momi Bolanle, everyone in the speaker section. Um, thank you for the opportunity of speaking on this platform once again. 1 million, I listened to you intently when you were making your submission. I would say I've never had you make the kind of submission you made earlier today, in this platform. I mean, it was quite inspiring. I mean your perspective, the way you articulated your thoughts. I would say kudos. Quite impressive. On my own side, 1 year after the election, 1 year after swearing in, what has been on the obedient movement, Peter Obi, what has been going on. I would say I just want to, lend my voice to congratulate every one of us, the way we've conducted ourselves. It's been quite, it's been quite an interesting journey. I mean, the energy hasn't gone down. Everybody still keep the energy. We kept on pushing up to today. What I would say about what 30th of May means to the people of the Southeast today is, I wouldn't say much. I went through the timelines today and I saw footages and pictures of how the extent to which that region, complied with what the significance of today is. See, let me say this. I don't want us to continue to deceive us. There is no way whoever, whether you want to call it IPOB, ESN, whatever you want to call it, there is no way that few, the IPOB, the ESN, they are 0.5% of the population of the South. But people sat at home, for whatever this day means. I don't want to attribute it to fear. If the people want to say hell no to and come out, nobody's going to do it. IPOB and nobody is going to do anything. But I'm saying what I tell me is that people understand the significance of the day. The people of the Southeast, know what it means. At least it's a point and a time for them to reflect and So I don't think anybody is forcing this thing down the throat. And the political elites and the leaders in the Southeast have failed to understand this and key into how they can use this day to be able to raise the conversation at the national level. The people, the political elites of the Southeast House, as inconsiderate and as foolish as they are, they don't know how to even change the narrative using what today means to an average person of the Southeast. But they have completely excluded themselves from the conversation and have allowed they have just stayed out and have probably because of the fear of the center or fear of whatever. But there is no way people will comply. Every other day of the sit at home, people come out. But I saw the pictures of today, the footages of today, and it was something else. So it is what it is. Tell me whatever you want to call it. Criticize the people of the Southeast, whichever way you want to criticize them. The fact speaks for itself. And that's where I will leave that. For the obedient movement, I would say let's continue to keep hope alive. Let's continue. See, I also need to say this. Peter Obi is standing today because when he looks back, he sees you and I. That is the reason why he is still in this game. Any day Peter Obi stands up and look back and he doesn't see anybody, it's over for him. So I just want us to understand this fact that this guy is moving around all over the place because he knows that there are people behind him, and it's you and I. So let's continue to support him. Let us continue to promote him. Let us continue to encourage him. He is the reason why we are in this game. And like the meaning captured it when he made his submission. This guy is just a man standing out in every ramification, a man that conquered greed, a man that has touched money, a man that has been a bank chairman, has owned two banks, founded two banks. One survived post consolidation in 2005 and remained Fidelity Bank of today. Acquired two additional banks, to become what it is today. He has chaired the Nigerian Stock Exchange. He has run businesses. He's a billion naira rich man. What else does he want? But this guy conquered greed. We've seen him as governor of Anambra State for 8 years. He came out till today. He still tells everybody, show me. I am out as a former governor of Anambra State. Come and show me where I have property in Abuja, in anywhere. Point to it aside my house in Onitsha. And if you can point to it, I will stop running today. That is the challenge he has given all of us, and nobody has been able to prove him wrong. This is a man that has conquered greed, and I'm glad and I'm happy to continue to stand behind this man, despite the challenges and despite all that he has faced as a person. So I want us to be proud. I want us to continue to support this guy. I want us to keep hope alive. Whatever that it is that we are looking for, we are going to get it, and I believe we can.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Oxley. Thank you for that very brilliant submission. I mean, I pretty much agree with you. Pio is an outstanding. Some people say it's outlier in the is why when people say things. In fact, when people say things like of course the Nigerian politicians as a bracket statement, I understand what they mean. But I'm always in my head, I just take Pio out because Pio is not the typical Nigerian politician. It's a very exceptional thing to see. And I mean, they are not. I wanted to say there are not so many POs in the political sphere, but there's no PO. There's no other PO. Not so many. There's no other actually. So hopefully we have the opportunity and privilege of having him as a president. Hopefully Nigerian can get back. We as Nigerians can get back our country back. All right, quickly, I'm going to go straight to Chukwuka. After Chukwuka, I'm going to come to. So I know, Yusuf, you were here earlier, so I'll come to you. I know your network might be shaky. Chuka, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. Good evening, Uncle Saddam. It's like you give me form to feel. This is my second time, and I'm a speaker also. Thank you very much. Good evening, everyone. I just want to first of all appreciate myself. I always say it, appreciate myself. And there's one I've forgotten his name. He owns a logistics company in Port Harcourt. One senior comrade like that in Port Harcourt that came this January 2023, shared stickers to all that were distributed to tricycles and boat drivers. I really appreciate that man. Secondly, I heard someone saying that I read the tweet that price of tomato jumped from 40,000 to 50,000 in a year. It's not in a year. Like as of March, a basket of tomato was sold at 40,000 at Garrison Fruits Garden, and now is 150K. So it's in a space of 2 3 months. You get, so all these things just skyrocketed immediately, and we're talking of now we can't even see tomatoes of 400 naira in the markets. You get, so these things, and also that's by the way though, and also other students, young people, because I'm not talking about our uncles, daddies are 40s, 50s. I'm talking about people that are 19, 20, 21, 22. Ah, that fought, did everything. Especially where I stay in Port Harcourt, we did a lot. We did a lot in our ability, strength, and everything. We did a lot. People that stay, people that fetched water, people that did everything. I want to appreciate everybody. People that enjoyed themselves, people that escorted people that went to a local government to submit election, people that did so many things, that brought their cars, that did, people did a lot. And also, huh, I can't, like, when I'm saying all this, I feel so like traumatic because my grandmom stayed with us during those days. That February 25th, she stayed with me that night till around 11 p.m. And now like now she didn't live to see Peter become president of Nigeria after all these things. So but that's by the way. And what happened in Niger State today happened very close to our place at Obikabia Junction. I also want to say to the men of the Nigerian army, may their soul rest in peace. And I saw some people are sending videos of like the letter came back destroying houses and entering people's compound. I want to say I hope they don't injure anybody and they act accordingly. And for Pew, I'm still looking for a good quote. I call it like one of his quotes to describe him. Pew is a perfect gentleman. He made people like us become interested in things about our country. Pew is the best. Like he's more than best. I rate him 11/10. He's like rating him like I call it that is even on the estimation. Pew is the best. He's the like, oh my God. And I want to end by saying, according to Dati Baba Ahmed, he said, for a people that is ready to accept anything, or no, for a people that is ready to accept everything, that anything will do what will come to them. I also want to say that I saw a tweet today. I think Harry quoted that tweet. The man that spoke yesterday, sorry, on Tuesday, that was saying that I was endorsing one Abure led the directorate, Abi something like that. That said that Julius Abure appointed
Yeah,
obedient,
yeah.
yes, obedient leaders, and he was saying congratulations to Ambassador this.
Where are you taking us to now? Are you taking us to? I'm hearing
No, I'm
Aburi.
just no. I'm just trying to put that maybe just a clarification on that. That's why I just want to end there. So thank you
No,
very
yeah.
much.
All right. Thank you very much, Chukuka. Thank you for Your submission was quite clear. All right, quickly, I want to remind us again of the Operation Rescue Nigeria concept again. So I think I just saw a tweet from General Lucci. She earlier called for people to um, like graphics people to show up. So the last I saw that tweet, she has gotten like 20. She needs more actually, I believe. The concept that she's trying to organize, not she's just trying to organize a concept that will help coordinate Nigerians. Because I think there are the little things that we can be doing with the social media that we have access to, the WhatsApp, and those other things that we have access to. So that's what she's trying to do. So, like I said earlier, if you've not heard it, go to our TL. Go to our TL. You see various posts. Two things that is ongoing now is the creation of the groups and trying to also aggregate like graphics people that would design different flyers that talk about the situation in the country, slogans, captions, and different things. Because the real idea is to start passing information to Nigerians. That's the real idea, and it's very very it's very personally I understand. I've been in Nigeria recently, and I understand how uninformed Nigerians are. You can be on Twitter and just be talking. If you live in Nigeria for 1 week, and you don't log on to Twitter, but after 1 week, I'm sure we'll be looking at you. You will look so uninformed. So one of the concepts is to find a way, an organized way to start spreading information, at least on WhatsApp, which has more people than X. So it's very important to. It's not much work. There's no work in it really. Most of the time, what you have to send, come, you publish, and hopefully we start seeing a lot of those messages about Nigeria that we say forwarded many times. I'll be forwarded multiple times on WhatsApp the way they say it. So please engage. If you're a graphic designer, check General TL as well. If you want to key into the WhatsApp group, also check the TL and get more information. All right, quickly, I'm gonna go straight to Yusuf. After Yusuf, I'll take a lady, so I'll come to Rita, then Deji and Lukman.
All right. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. I want to mention names, but I don't want to miss out anybody's name. So I love you all. I love you all. And thank you for all you guys are doing. My presence on this page today is not actually to speak to obedience. I want to speak to my northern brothers. This space is big, and I'm sure there are people there who are supposed to be spoken to, who will just hang here to get propaganda or to get whatever they're here for. But before then, unconsciously, I just woke up this morning and felt like tweeting about Igbo. Just said, what Igbo have gone through. If we look at them, Igbo people have been so successful. In whatever harsh environment you place an Igbo man, you see them thrive in business. How about handing over the business of Nigeria? Let us give them a trial. That's what I was just thinking. I didn't even know that it is a civil war remembrance. What have you? Anyway, let me not hold on to the mic in that aspect. Let me speak to my northern brothers, and you for
Yusuf, we're struggling with the network. Can you hear me?
okay. Can you hear me
Yeah,
now?
okay, we can hear you now. Go ahead.
So you pardon me. I will use Hausa to speak to my people because praising Pio now to me is like repeating a song over and over and over. We already know. But Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa ta'ala wa barakatuh. 'Yan wana 'yan Arewa, Musulmai, kuma na gaishe ku Krista a cikin sunan Yesu. Yanzu nan mun kai turi ta kai bango, na tabbata mun gane ba a gaya ma makaho ana ruwan sama. Kowa ya gani, ido ya gani, kunne ya ji. To, har yaushe za mu zama makafi? Idan mun duba kawunanmu, wane ne zai gaya gaskiya tsakanin shi da Allah, ya mallaki arzikin da ya nufa ya mallaka? Idan kai kana da miliyan 2, miliyan 3 cikin account, kana tunanin ɗan wanka makwabcinka wanda sai ya yi wahala kamin ya ci abinci? Ko muna tunanin 'yan uwanmu musulmai da Krista wanda ana kashewa kullum yau da kullum? Ko dai son kai ya riga ya hau kanmu, ya yi ƙishin ƙasa da ƙishin addini da ƙishin 'yan uwa. Addinin Muslim da addinin Christian bai ba da daman ka ba da azzalumi ya zama shugaba ba. Ya ce, ko da kahiri na, ko da musulmi na, ko da Christian na, idan ka tabbata shugaba zai yi mana adalci, shi ne ya kamata a ba da shugabanci. To, wai muna gani muna ji, ko da shike muna kuri muna buri cewa kowane ɗan siyasa halinsu guda ne. Ku duba wagga mutumin Peter Obi, idan an duba gaba daya gwamnonin da sun yi aiki lokacin shi, mutum ne wanda yana aiki kuma bai fa'ariya da kanshi, bai da girman kai. In ba haka ba, mutum wanda ya yi achievement haka, ya kamata a ce duniya gaba daya na fa'ariya da shi. Amma mu, wai har yaushe za mu dinga kin namu? Ban so in yi dogon magana 'yan Arewa, mu halka, mu tashi, duk wanda ya kawo mana maganan kabilanci ko addini mu kau da shi, mu duba kishin kasa, mu sa kishin kasa gaba, mu ci ma wagga buri. Idan Peter Obi ya zama shugaban kasa lokaci guda, na tabbata zai mana gyara. Kowa ya samu 2,000 shi 3,000.
Yusuf, are you still there? Just when I was beginning to understand what you were saying
Shi ne
spiritually.
mi Najeriya a matsayin
Yusuf, we
kasanmu
lost
ta
you for like
gado.
30
In
seconds. So
Najeriya ta lallace yau,
I
babu
think
in
it's called the
nan shi ne kanmu, kuma ba mu da wani wurin da za mu je. Mu gyara Najeriya ta yi mana kyau, kanmu da kwarkwatanmu. Allah kuma shi ba mu nasara. Please, thank you for the privilege, well meaning. Thank you, sir, Emir Saddam. Pio is
All
who
right.
he is. I don't need to sing his praise before anyone knows who he is.
All
Thank you
right.
for the privilege. I yield the mic.
Yeah, thank you very much, Yusuf. Thank you. I'm sure those that you're speaking to understood. I was almost going to understand as nothing remained. To say you just talk for like 2 more seconds, I will start to understand, but it's all right. Anyway, I'm just going to go straight to Rita, after which I'll come to DG.
Hello, everyone. Greetings, well-meaning Emir Sadam, MCs, Nasencho, Jimmy, Mambolanle, and everybody on the space. I bring you all greetings. You that is listening on our radio station, YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're listening from, I bring you greetings, and I say thank you, everyone, for the privilege again. Appraising PO, Obedience 1 year. In all honesty, knowing that a man like P.O. exists amongst the Nigerian politician was something that blew me off my feet. Like, it swept me off my feet. I was just hearing about the name Peter Gregory Obi. In fact, I was just hearing and hearing and hearing. was like, who is this person? I started doing some little research. Anywhere I hear the name PO, I just go in there. And then I got to know that he's a man who has served as a governor in this corrupt country of ours for 8 good years. And because the corrupt people want him to be corrupt and be doing the right thing, the same thing they've been used to, he refused, he was impeached. And he came back for how many times? And he left. Not one single corruption case was tied to his name. And the most big was he left money. He left billions of naira for his state, unlike the ones we used to know. Like Tinubu recently, I just saw his scorecard when he left Lagos State, 100 billion for Fashola. Those are what we used to know. But for the first time, a man left and left so much for his state. I was privileged to stay under Pearl's space where some of the ministers and the commissioners then who worked under him came and were talking about him. The popular name is that of Mam Stella. They came and they were on different occasions, we were saying so many different same things about him. The man is frugal, the man is this, the man is that. And I was like, oh, mo, we die here. I just saw myself doing things I've never done in my entire life for a man that I believe can change the trajectory of this great nation, Nigeria. And by his grace, we did everything that needed to be done as obedience. I remember telling us on the space after a rally at the TBS or so, where he came, that Lagos is obedient. Over his then, they thought I was joking. Obedient, we did a things. I don't want to start counting how I was at the polling station as a polling unit morning till night, the rain, the sun, and everything. We had a life space that is some of these things where, the stress, everything we went through to win an election because we believe that if this man is given an opportunity, our country will change for the better. Our lives will change for the better. As many that are running away, going through the desert, dying there, and very little making it through to Europe, won't have to do that anymore because we have all it takes to build a great nation. All we just lack is a great leader, and we fought to get that. The Yakub Mahmoud and the other people just turned it around and gave it to a man that had no single idea what governance truly is. If PO would have, as in, if it was PO that is in Aso Villa right now, or more by now, we have a clearer vision of where we're going to. We will know by now we are headed. Our economy would have been way, way, way greater than even Omo, these guys really did something, but
Yeah.
I know that God will give us PO
Yeah.
back. Well meaning, please, I'll be wrapping up soon, okay? I want to talk about the Biafran um, Memorial
Yeah, can you do
Day.
that in like 30 seconds though?
Okay, thank you. I really want to say, um, um, what do I really say? If I say I'm sorry, it's not going to cut it. Nigeria as a country need to do what they need to do. They really need to do what they need to do. Millions of people died for nothing. Igbo history handle today saying that Gowon said the Biafra war was necessary because the Igbos want to leave and they want Nigeria to remain as one. You want Nigeria to remain as one and you don't want to give these people chance to rule this nation. Whether you like it or not, for Nigeria to grow, we, as in the houses, the Yorubas, every other person in this country, will need to humble themselves and learn from the Igbo man. Because the Igbo man can be there under rain, sun. He go struggle, build in tiny business to billions of naira and even in dollars. But we, the rest of us, if we just dey one place, nothing dey happen, we go begin dey run say market or this one no dey. So we need these evil people to build this
Yeah.
nation. These people that died, we really need to tell them we are sorry as a nation. We need to tell them we are sorry. And for those names we can get, we need to put it down as a reminder so that such evil does not happen again in our nation. And not until that is done, a proper healing cannot be said to have been gotten. We need
Yeah.
that. My brothers and sisters from the Southeast, on behalf of Nigeria, as a Nigerian, I am really sorry for what happened, but I really hope that a day will come where we as a nation will really admit that what we did was wrong and that we should forgive so that we can move
Yeah.
forward as one great
All right.
nation.
Thank you very much for
Thank you
this.
very much.
Thank you. All right, quick. I mean, we are short for time actually, so I'm going to go to you straight up, DG. After which I'll come to Lukman, and I'll come to Polonium. So did you go ahead? You have like 3 minutes. Try to stick to it.
Yeah, thank you. Emir Saddam, well meaning everyone, thank you. So I'll start with appraiser for PO. PO has been nothing short of excellent. I think he has done very well over the past 1 year. From the election, even trying to calm everybody down after the whole election period so that the country would not go left, basically. I think he handled it well. Post election, he has been going everywhere, just like was it N6? Yeah, talked about the donations. Like, and I literally did that. I searched and it is everywhere. I mean, this guy has probably dropped more money than Tinubu has done in the last 1 year. So kudos on him to that. I like also keeping his promises. During the campaign, he said he was gonna go back to everywhere he had gone to, thank them, and he has fulfilled that. So, sometimes you just have to look at the little things and you see that okay, this is the kind of man that keeps his word. So good for him. Yeah. Appraisers for obedience. Obedience, it's a very, very interesting movement, to be honest. Um there haven't been a lot of political movements in Nigeria. Looking back at the youth movement, the Zikists, Awois, those guys were very, they were more of less fighting the you know colonialists at the time. So when the democracy then came, or independence came, there hasn't really been that political movement that would really, really at its core be one that is basically seeking for a good Nigeria. And you would know it when you speak to people randomly, right? When you hear the ideas they espouse, you would know that this person is an obedient. Like, you can literally just ask that, who did you vote for? It is Obi. If they didn't vote, they would I could have, if I didn't vote Obo, I would have voted Obi. So you would, like minds, you would know these people. And when you hear our brothers, the Agbado ones too, you will know that surely there's Agbado in these guys' pocket. So yeah, the movement has been excellent. There's been a lot of attacks, left, right, and center. But the core, and the reason why these things are difficult to shake, which these guys don't know, is that when a movement is based on a very, very strong ideology. I mean, yes, it's not written on paper for now, which I am part of the people that hope it gets done, right? But yeah, when you have that center, which is Obi, and everyone kind of connects from different branches of the movement, it is difficult to shake that kind of thing. You've had people, obedience for this, obedience for that. The reason why everything has not really basically scattered is because that's core philosophy. And in some ways, when your actions are against these, principles, you would know that
Yeah.
okay, this person is not an obedient.
Yeah.
Also, the election period, obviously, there was a lot of things faced. We did well. The court processes, keep an eye on the judiciary. That was
Yeah.
excellent. Post election, post court process, we are basically the main opposition, to be honest. PDP, even LP, they are not doing half as what we are doing. Kudos to everyone that opens spaces like morning, afternoon, night, keeping these guys on their toes. Look at them shedding tears the other day that Obedience are the ones pressing their neck online every time. You guys are making an impact. Small
All right.
accounts, big accounts, just keep you know, pushing the word out and, we'll get there.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you very much, Deji. Thank you very much. I mean, totally. Uh, I totally agree with you. In fact, there's something you said. Just, I usually think, and I just tell myself that Peter Obi supporters are actually more in numbers than Obedience. No, Obedience are people that actively support Peter Obi, do activities. There are people that are not, they don't come and say, oh, I'm obedient. They like, but they know um, who they wanted or who they know can lead this country forward. So totally agree with you. And sometimes, like you said, when you sound like you want meanwhile for Nigeria, you need to sound obedient. So I think that also makes some people that maybe don't want to be seen as obedient now start to actively do things. I've noticed this with two people. I won't want to mention their name. They want to actively do things to say, "Oh, I'm not obedient. I'm not obedient. Yeah, but I'm just trying to, you know, I'm just against this government, but I'm not obedient." Like, but we know. So everybody does not need to be obedient. But one thing is certain: Peter Obi is still probably the only right man for this country. All right, quickly, Lukman, then Polonium. Lukumani, are you there? You're about to save me some time. Okay, Lukman, three, two, one. All right, Lukumon. I mean, I'm quite not calling because I know in Lagos or your wife will be like Lukumon. All right, Polonium, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, well-meaning Nigerian. I greet everybody on the space. Just to keep it short, right? For me, it was a very emotional moment when Mrs. Bolanle asked us to have the 1 minute silence for the victims of the Nigerian Civil War. It brought a lot of emotions. Of course, I wasn't there when it happened, but the stories my parents and grandparents told me, so it was a moment of it was an emotional moment for me. Uh for me, that civil war brought about one of the greatest losses for me uh in that civil war. And one of those losses was the death of Christopher Kibo, one of Nigeria's most renowned poets. Kibo's poets were regarded as the most complex poetry. And that he was a student of the classics, and his poetry was outstanding in its complexities and the stress that people had to go through to break down, the things he referred to in his poetry. So that was not, it was part of the loss, not just the loss of the Southeast, but the loss for a country like Nigeria, who has been known to have put out some of the most brightest minds in the world. So I just like to say that to the brave, to the valiant, to the strategists, to the mothers, to the men, and to the children who died during the Civil War for the future of Nigeria, for a better country. I just want to say, may their soul rest in peace, and may they pass through the heaven's gate. Obedience, I just want to encourage everyone. Let us continue to mount the pressure, continue to engage, continue to, put out the right information there out in the public, continue to promote our candidate, our principal, and everything that he does. And let us let us give them a run for their money. God bless everyone. Have a good night rest. Thank you, Ayud.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Polonium. I mean that was a beautiful one. Real level best. I actually just brought you up. I want to believe you have something you want to say in 1 minute. If what you want to say, you can't say it in 1 minute, then you probably should not even try to say it. Real level best, are you there? Real level best. Okay. Okay, I don't know. So maybe real level best just I don't know what thing they do, but that's fine. I would have really I actually wanted to conclude with Polonium's solemn submission. Oduntutu said earlier on the space that the space did look like a solemn assembly. It's pretty much a reflective kind of space, and that's one thing about the violence space. Today it's something. Today is one thing. Tomorrow is today's fire. Tomorrow is reflective. Next tomorrow it's something else. So I personally know that a lot has been said into this piece, and I really hope that the Nigeria of our dreams do come true. I because I listened keenly to Polonium. When he said those that died to have a better country. I kind of like in my head, I was reluctant to accept it in my mind because I was like, because first, you know, these are people that were killed. Not really. It's not as if they were sacrificing themselves or they wanted to. They were killed by the people in power at that time. And secondly, the country since then have not moved forward. So it's just quite sad to see that a lot happens and we really don't move forward. So I really hope and want to encourage us again in closing that um, I know it's not going to be easy. I know we may not always get it right. I used to say this. I said obedience is always the solution. Sometimes we can be the problem. I mean, we can create a problem for ourselves. Sometimes I've seen it, but every time we are the solution, both for problems we created or problems we didn't create. We are always the solution, and I really do hope that we are able to sustain. I want to encourage everybody that I know it might be difficult. I know it might not always it's not going to be easy. You feel discouraged by I too feel discouraged, so I know it sometimes by Nigerians, by your fellow Nigerians, by people's complacency, by people's docility. So, but I just want to encourage each and every one of us to just try. If you need to, you could take a break. You could reduce like your X time, how much on X. You could do whatever you want to do, but just make sure that um, whatever you're doing is to re-energize. And again, I want to add my voices to everybody. I actually want to give a special shout out to every obedient that hosts spaces. I see a lot of obedient hosting spaces. Big shout out to you guys. However, I know everybody hosts their spaces differently, have their different approach to hosting spaces. But the fact that you're hosting space simply means there's no vacuum, right? However, the conversation goes in there. It means that we've not created a vacuum, and nature abhors vacuum. So let's keep doing what we are doing. And I know if we just try, if we keep trying, somehow we'll get that new Nigeria of our dreams. It's important. All right. On that note, I'm just going to thank everybody and thank you for coming today. Salam.
Oh, thank you very much, my brother William Ninja. Guys, thank you very much. I don't know, some people came up to speak and they could not speak. I don't know, the space for having, I don't know why I call it glitch or Elon Musk again with his craziness. But guys, thank you to those that could not speak. Please, it's just like we have put a time cap to this space, and for the past couple of weeks, we have been going way beyond our time that we've allotted to the space. Please bear with us as we always say on this platform. Nigerian matter will never finish. We will be back as long as these criminals in power. They will always have an agenda. We'll be back here probably, God's willing, on Tuesday next week, and many things would have passed through the bridge underneath the water from now till then, and we'll be back here on Tuesday, God's willing, to discuss about it. But for me, I'll say, please, guys, thank you for what you guys are doing. The Obedient movement, keep growing, keep getting stronger. But at the same time, always also remember that we have the major work. The major work is building relationships offline, talking to Nigerians offline. We all, no matter how much we are connected online, we have relatives offline, and this is where real issues and where the real politicking takes place. So please, in your churches, in your mosques, in your Borapo meetings, in your town halls, in your gatherings, your WhatsApp groups, please do not be shy. Don't be that antisocial. It's especially to the young ones. I'm saying this. That always come on this violence place. Please be that odd person in the midst. You see how Nigerians are going out. Yesterday I saw they say Davido did something coins. You see young Nigerians opening spaces, talking about it. Tomorrow, if one Nigerian girl out of something just say something, young girls and boys will open space. They will just, our young ones are almost distracted. Please, you that come up on this platform, you that are a young Nigerian, be that odd voice. Go into all these rooms and remind young Nigerians that the future of this country is being toiled with, and it is not going to be done for us. We'll do it ourselves. We account for 70% of the population, and unfortunately, if we are 70% of the population in Nigeria, the young ones are meant to be the opinion shapers in the country. But we can see how these freaking old criminals sat down in the house yesterday, and a woman, a House of Rep member, stood up and she was making a very salient point. I was saying 25 years of democracy in Nigeria is all we that are celebrating it. Our people are suffering. There's hunger. You cannot point to 25 years of democracy in Nigeria and say that we have one world-class hospital. You cannot point to 25 years in democracy in Nigeria and say there's one world-class infrastructure that have been built by democracy. All the major infrastructures that are in Nigeria we cherish today were built during the military days. What have democracy done for Nigeria, if not empowering some few people? And you saw how they tried to shut that woman down yesterday because she was speaking truth. These freaking criminals are up there, do not care about me and you. They just care about themselves and their families. And it is because there's a disconnect with the people. We that are meant to, the young Nigerians are meant to stand up for our rights. We are not even interested, or either we are not aware of what we should be doing. That's why these guys are free to. These are House of Representatives that are meant to represent the people. I'm not talking about the executives, right? I'm talking the legislators that are meant to represent us. You see how disconnected they are from the people. So it is important we start doing the hard work, Nigerians. Obedience, there's a whole lot of work ahead of us. We have done well, but me, God knows in my heart that I am not one that, like, if I've not won, I've not won. Yeah, it's we have to have that mentality of champions that there's whatever we have done is in the past. We can always look back and say we have tried our best, but please, there is a whole lot of till we salvage this country, till we have our Nigeria in our hands, we have not won. It's very important to understand this. Every day going out there, shaping the narratives, speaking up every single time. Thank you guys. Thank you, my brother Welmy in Nigeria. Thank you, N6 in absentia. Thank you, Bolanle, my brother Jimmy. Please get back stronger. Also, if you're in Abuja on Saturday, I think the violence space is gonna be. They will have an awards. Where they gave us awards. So you guys are will be collecting your award. Hopefully by Tuesday, we'll present people's award to you guys here. You guys have been amazing for the work you guys have done over the past couple of years. You're being recognized, and the awards, when it comes out, we'll be putting it out there for all of you to see it. I think it's a couple of, well, there's probably two or second awards that have given us. So please say we're not coming for awards. That's not what we're here. We're here to just try and see how we can use this platform to speak truth to power, to let these Nigerian politicians know that even if you guys think you're succeeding, there are a new set of Nigerians are rising up that will tell you guys the truth. Whether you like it or not, whether you feel, no matter how powerful or influential or or wealthy you are, you got all those stuff from the sweat of Nigerian people. And we will continue to speak, even if the whole country remains silent. We'll keep speaking on this platform. Thank you, my brother. Real our best. Let me keep quiet. You'll do that on Tuesday, hopefully. Thank you very much, my brother Yusuf. I see you, the real Omega XD. My brother, I hope you're good. Thank you, Mommy Anka Day Day. My brother, Dr. Eken, I see you. Thank you so much. God's will for Nigeria. The two God's will, you guys are always lined up together. Every time I go through my screen, Polonium, Dr. Bankole, and Dr. Mary White, all the doctors are always lined up together. I don't know what's wrong with the algorithm. Gaboni, Kaulade, my brother, Naira Exchange. Yes, when I verify that, I'll announce it that it's not verified yet. Let me keep that. Uzamaka, thank you so much. Oluwadami Larry, my brother Olawaski. Joe Obedience, my brother. God bless you so much. Joe Obedience, please. Nigerians, if you want to fix your solar, if you want solar or anywhere in Nigeria, reach out to me. Reach out to me. I have cheap solar options for you. That's how you can leave anything banned, right? Mommy Madonna, longest time. How are you doing, ma? Thank you so much. Omas Therapy, Hyacinth, Omas Therapy, useless Manchester City people. People cannot even, let me keep quiet. Oga Odo Akaji, thank you so much. Odun Tutu, my sister Seyon, Wahala Pikin, thank you so much. Anza P, Otumbadike, thank you, Estate, Mr. Thames, Prince, Amoda, Bombastic, Mr. Mike, my brother, Edo, please, Edo, Obedient, oh, please. Many of you are not tweeting for Edo people, oh. You people just see Edo tweet and you do like you're not seeing it, oh. Please, Apata needs your support, oh. Apata needs our support. Please make tweets for that man. Get involved, support them on ground, please. Our co-host, well-meaning Nigerians from Edo State. Please, we must win Edo State, oh. Thank you. Boga Simka, thank you so much, sir. Dimek, Duchess, Emmanuel Ajali, Ikechuku, Mugzi, Mayoga, thank you so much. Tian, thank you very much. Johnville, Balactic, Nosre, Mama Wakiri, Grace, Wake Up, Nigeria, Ponty, um, thank you so much, Larry, Chine, Miriam, Prince, um, this Duke of Northumbria. Thank you, Dr. Talata Isimeme. I am Ola. I said I'm going to block you the next time you send me those trolling messages. I'm going to block you next time, please, my brother, Dr. Haruna. Thank you, guys. I can't call all your names, man, but every one of you on the platform, please. Thank you, guys. Inem. We'll be back, hopefully, God's willing, next week, Tuesday. Please do not forget it is possible and keep tweeting Tinubu is a disaster. Wherever you can, any opportunity you have to demarket this man, please do not stop. International audience, so local audience, so let the world know who this man is. For him to steal this mandate, he will never rest. He will never see peace as long as we're on social media. Please and please and please. God bless you guys. Have a great weekend ahead to all of you Nigerians. Hopefully, we'll be alive to see next week. And I'll be back here again to talk about this country. God bless you all. Good night. Stay safe.